into the action as quickly as we possibly can.
Yeah, nice to have these issues at the start. I know it's a little bit bummer to get things delayed,
now,
but yeah,
Jason, we're good to go.
It looks like we're fixed. Freeze time is underway. High fives are coming out from Snow in the paiN side of things. Atlanta, are you looking for a paiN victory right now? All right, how many of you looking to see GamerLegion take this series? Snacks fans in the house, full of it. And we're live. Quarterfinals in Atlanta begin. And right out of the gate, Safe and Pyria going to be playing towards the 8 bomb site bathrooms on defense. Taliesin, Hypex, and PR with the bomb lining up outside of Monster. So we'll have a slow opening to this pistol round as both teams cautiously look for aggression. We'll get a mid-round exec. Resin Snacks to clear things out. They're the ones in danger at the moment for GamerLegion. And look at the position of Pyria on the minimap now. Climbing the ladder. Can have a very fast wrap around. He's just got to pick the right bomb site.
How long do GamerLegion hold this? The longer they wait, the more effective Pyria becomes on the flank.
And it's, I mean, it's all about the fake, right? They want this utility on Snacks to be thrown out towards long, but Pyria's going to discover it sooner.
Oh, here we go. Pyria knocks 3 over. What a start to the playoffs here for Pyria. Now Snacks and Rez immediately having to figure out there's nothing you can do because the bomb is dropped on the other side of the map. All your teammates dead in a second.
Yeah, that's huge. What a play. What initiative from Pyria and good plan from paiN. GamerLegion taking way too long to develop this tactic. All the time needed for that push. And one missed detail ruins the entire round. Nobody looking for the flank while they waited patiently. So a recovery mission, 2 versus 4. Resin Snacks coming back now. Utility is spent. And it's grim in this pistol round.
Pyria, another one. Okay, he's going for all 5 to kick off the playoffs here, and he's Pyria, what a step up. All 5 in the pistol.
What a lovely performance from Pyria. A long journeyman career down in South America. Been on this team for very little time, just a few months. What a performance to open up these playoffs. Stays calm, lines him up, knocks him down. And he gets all 5. His team lets him chase it down, so a bit of glory.
And that's going to give you so much confidence in a player you need to step up in the playoffs here, right? The fact that you've started the first pistol round like that. Pyria has been so good for paiN. Important that we see him continue that kind of form coming into the playoffs here. And for GamerLegion, another tech issue here on Snacks. And that's going to only add more frustration after getting backed out of the pistol like that.
Yeah, it will be for sure. But, you know, still early on. Pyria, meanwhile, has been the best player for paiN at this event. Top-rated player statistically for the squad. So they've obviously been loving the work he's putting out, and it's going to continue when he opens up and starts you a game like this. So Snacks having the conversation.
You know, the conversation around paiN has always been about biguZero, right? The fact that we feel like he could have at many points in his career gone on to play at a bigger team, but has stayed at paiN Gaming, has stayed committed to this organization, and they've tried to bring in young players and talents and change things up so that paiN have a chance to deliver what biguZero is capable of.
Well, he's an IGL that showed a lot of cool things too. Like really started to peak kind of around the Paris Major with his qualification there with the paiN team. That was the squad that had Skulls on it, you know, back when he was popping off as well. That was the best we saw Skulls ever look at any team. So he's shown the ability to develop players and develop a team from like kind of building from scraps to then achieving good results.
And then think about the Austin Major last year, right?
Yes.
I mean, he has a good run again and getting into the playoffs over there. So America seems to be a good spot for biguZero to perform with his squads. And now this newer version, we didn't really know what to expect of paiN coming into the event because we hadn't seen them in so long. But I think you and I got to cast their opening game and it was, oh, wow, this actually looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, there's some very cool things that they can bust out. I think his biggest problem has been the up and down nature of some of these paiN lineups over the years. So establishing that consistency, finding a lineup that can get to a nice peak and kind of hang out there and be able to deliver those results event after event. That's kind of what he's been lacking over the past few years of his career. Been a lot of roster changes, a lot of swaps trying to find, you know, the proper 5th player, the proper 4th player, trying to mix people into things. So would be a big accomplishment for biguZero to bring another paiN lineup essentially from nothing to a playoff performance.
I mean, we're talking about paiN as a whole, as a team, having seen them in a long time, but it's also in particular Safe, right? We were talking about how he hasn't even played Counter-Strike at this level at an event in so many months.
Yeah, we casted his first game here too, and that was the big thing for me, was like just keeping an eye on him, and it looked good. Like it had been, I think, like 9-10 months since he'd played an official match at the professional level, and he came out spanking everyone. Really, really cool to see. We'll see if that continues to develop. On the other side of things, I mentioned Rez. We all know Rez. We all love Rez having one of the best starts of his career, which is crazy considering how long he's been around. Kind of one of the first players, the next Swedish superstar, quote unquote, coming out, of the NIP era back at the early days of CS:GO. But a lot of this team is also the development of Hypex, and Towson has been very, very rock solid for this team. So some strong riflers, and I think the development of Hypex has been the thing that's made everyone kind of kick up a notch. When you have that AWPer finding comfort and finding impact, everyone's life gets easier.
And I mean, that's been the story around GamerLegion for a long time, with Ash as the coach for so long. It was always about trying to find that AWPer that fit into the squad. They just couldn't find one that clicked. They brought players in that looked promising in their other teams. They would bring them in and they would just fall under the pressure. I think Kersey was a good example of that. I'm sure he'll bounce back at some point, but he's an example of an AWPer who came in, and really that mentality shift you've got to have when you step up to another level of Counter-Strike. They weren't really able to handle it. And Hypex comes into the team, and I was talking to him, and he was saying the same thing was on his mind when he joined the squad. He had seen how many AWPers had been cut pretty quickly by GamerLegion. He's seen the pressure that they were getting. He was getting a lot of hate and a lot of doubt thrown his way, and he read into it for a long time. But he said coming into this season, he just kind of stopped caring, stopped reading it, and stopped caring what they were saying, because he's seeing even the likes of Vitality are getting hate online. So it's been great to see Hypex start to show some of that confidence that he's shown his previous teams, and his teammates are noticing that as well.
Yeah, I think that's part of the reason why that story around Hypex is so cool. Because yeah, you're right. He does come in and notice, and like, oh, this is the slot of the team that's just getting rotated out. This is the musical chairs place. And I mean, having that mentality coming into it, knowing that's the situation, and when watching him kind of struggle and then overcome those and step up, that's really cool seeing that development and that kind of comfort develop within a player, within a team. Yeah,
it's been great seeing GamerLegion perform so well at this event as well, because I know they were worried coming into it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you did. This is the crowd for it.
And also one of those signs.
Yep, well done there too. Really good job with that one.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking to GamerLegion as well. They came into this event, they were open about it. They talked about probably how they're not feeling so good. A couple of players picked up the land flu from the last event. So, they were coming in a little bit worried about that, but it seems like it hasn't really affected them all that much.
I just like watching Snax. Snax feels like he's in kind of half troll mode at this event. We had him the clutch where he's just slamming the door on NAF over in the lower bomb.
Oh, that was great.
Just over and over again. He's just having a great time out there. Cobble over Cash? I don't know about that one.
No.
I don't know about that one.
Did have that one cool B execute though all those years ago.
Yeah, it did have that one cool B execute. So getting things checked out. Snack still having some issues. Later on today, the second quarterfinal, a huge one. Nice timely thing to put the FaZe jacket on, because we got Vitality. They're going to be coming in, taking on Na'Vi. Nothing to do with FaZe whatsoever.
Well, Vitality knocked FaZe out.
True, there is that connection.
So that worked out. So FaZe might have been in that spot if it wasn't for Vitality. But
could have had Twist here. Could have been hanging out, having a great time.
I mean, there's one thing that's going to be true in this crowd, is that anybody who's playing against Vitality is going to get some support, I think.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, the anti-Apex crowd out in full force.
Well, it's pretty important we get the headset of the in-game leader working, isn't it? So just working through that at the moment. At least one pistol's gone away, and you kind of kill that momentum with this. You just come in with a bursting ace, and
it is like the unintentional, for ice him out a little bit. So that ace that period gets, yeah, that momentum. I don't think he's gonna fully be able to carry it forward, but it will help him out. Obviously, plenty of money. Ah, the bees of the airport, huh? Nice.
Unk Snacks.
Unk Snacks.
Unk still got it, though.
He does still got it. I'm sure he's going to be showing us glimpses of it as well here on this stage when we get back live. Looks like things are getting into a happy place.
There's no more referees standing behind them.
That's fair.
Yeah, that is very fair. I think we can all get behind that.
We can all agree with that one.
All right, here we go, Atlanta. Finally, getting ready to go into the second round here. The countdown's through, headsets are fixed. Let's get the Counter-Strike back underway. Can't promise you the most entertaining round, though, because it is going to be Glocks out for GamerLegion, so very likely to be that 2-0 start here for paiN.
Yeah, we're all going to get a chill. See what Snax is able to do with this Glock might. I mean, after that kind of extended tech timeout where you can't really communicate a whole lot, might want to take this one slow, have the conversation, whatever you might have been thinking of. Make sure everyone's on the same page after that extended break. paiN's going to continue taking initiative, though, taking map control against what they know are going to be weaker weapons. So you already have Pyria kind of pushing up, Snow and Big Uzera taking control of short. Map shrinks for these Glocks.
Yeah, just test the headset's fine. You're happy with that? You know, no issues now for Snax. Just moving forward as a little unit past the fountain. And for paiN, you want to just keep passive positions, keep your range with your rifle. And they're coming at Pirius. They might just feed the beast a little bit more. Here he is. Lined him up. 2 quick headshots. Hypex and PR both dead. We'll send the nade around the corner. As he gets towards him, they're lining up. His teammate coming in to steal it though. Snow racing up, does prevent it, but that's a 4K from Pyria. 9 kills, 2 rounds. What a start.
I think all the giggles coming out on the paiN side with Snow taking that 5th kill. Could have been back-to-back aces. Still, everyone's going to be feeling good on the paiN side of things due to this start. Really impressive stuff from Pyria. However, the AKs come out now for GamerLegion. First gun round is going to be underway. Snax a chance to marshal the troops and get this T side rolling right out of the gate. Aggressive CT setup. Pyria's going to go for an aggressive peek. He's got the hot hand at the moment. And he's wanting to move up, play behind the smoke.
I like this limit test. What Pyria can do right now. Flash being activated in towards the smoke. Just about doing some damage there to Hypex before he gets around the corner, but that's the bomb carrier. Pyria can't fall back. Hypex hunts him down with bullets to the smoke, and GamerLegion get the advantage.
Yeah, gave the footstep cue as well. Started to run back, and I think that's the sound cue that pulled the shot. Big Uzera knows he's been seen, he's compromised. So backs all the way out quickly. Gets away safely towards Divider, and just when GamerLegion starts taking a little bit of extra control. 5-on-4 for the attacking side.
Hypex sending the flash over the flower bed. Rez into the fight, safe, gonna die. And now we've got GamerLegion, 2 players up. As soon as the guns have come out, looking a bit stronger here. The pressure is going to be on Big Uzera to be able to change the outcome of this round on the A site. It's going to be very tough with just the MP7.
That's exactly the way Yumi kind of described this map early on, is that paiN, they got to be careful because this is a map GamerLegion love to just pick teams apart. 2 really early kills with no chance of any kind of a trade or any kind of information. paiN just no longer have the resources or the bodies to defend everything.
Well, 30 seconds left on the clock.
It's got to be a save. Big Uzera's already backed out to play retake, and you don't have the utility to play retake. You got 1 kit on Snow. None of the B defenders have moved. So Big Uzera, I guess, is just going to see what he can do if there's anything crazy and then try and escape.
Well, looking like he's going to be able to slip away and join up with the rest of his teammates down lower, but that means GamerLegion have found their first round win here on Overpass.
Yeah, good timing out towards long with the flash for the swing from Rez to find that kill. That was safe, kind of trying to transition, caught in the middle, caught in the open with nowhere to go, trying to get close to defend long. Turns into a pretty easy round for GamerLegion, all things considered. Plenty of money for the paiN side, though, so Gun's going to come back out in the next turn. And they'll try again. For GamerLegion, a clean round means money builds up. They get to get rich.
Important to keep 5 players up after losing the first 2, and yeah, money is starting to look very good. They've got a nice foundation laid there. Hypex with $30,000 as the all-per in reserve is going to be great moving forward. paiN keeping a couple of SMGs, but they will actually bring out the AWP here for safe. So they'll have that in this next round. It'll be unrivaled.
I like that, though. I like them forcing it out, especially considering money's going to start getting hurt with some of those rebuys. VSM's got money left over. That's about it. So this round depends on if you're going to lose, what you can bring out of it. But the whole point of this safe AWP is to make sure you don't do that. Get you a pick early. Good shot. Flashbang hits him a little bit, but safe still drills Rez to the wall. Round is going to slow down from here, 5-on-4, and GamerLegion still just playing far, far back, not wanting to risk anything else after Rez falls. Bomb's going to shift back towards the B bomb site, which will eventually, it feels, be the finishing play. Snack's not moving past the fountain whatsoever, so utility as a fake. Towson to cover the middle of the map, making sure nobody can flank them down. And we'll see what they can actually accomplish when they move into the bomb site.
Flash at the ready. PR going into the fight. VSM dead. Big Uzera to trade it. Advantage was siding with paiN, but that's now gone. Back to a 3v3. Big Uzera taking a grenade to the head. He's down to 6 HP, relying upon Pyria from heaven, but he can't connect. And Hypex sends a shot back at 3v1. This is all that's left, is the safe AWP. And he switches out to the rifle instead for this. The bomb is not planted. Hypex just steps aside, dodging that grenade flying past him. Safe is not going to pick up that AWP fall away. He wants to go for this. He wants to fight, and he's got it down into a 1v1. It's Hypex and Safe, both on rifles this time, a 1v1.
He's got a kit as well. He can play this slow.
And Hypex keeps his head down. Safe waiting for the mistake. He's picked up a smoke. Hypex has backed off into the monster tunnel. A great reposition, a strong spot to have, and then out with the peek, it's Hypex. So cool and comfortable in the clutch, and raises his finger, a real sign that he is so much more confident inside of the team now.
Yeah, played that clutch really, really well. Just playing the information game, not letting Safe ever find out where he was, not give him any good options, not let him have a plan of attack into that 1v1, and quietly waits for a sound cue. Safe gives it over to him, and a really nice timing on the peak just as he's about to consider defusing the bomb. Lovely stuff from Hypex, cool and collected. Round 5 and all the money taken away from paiN. A Hero M4 on VSM, an upgraded pistol into a 5.7, that's all they've got. And GamerLegion in these past 2 rounds have looked very comfortable on the map. 4 versus 5 conversion in round 4.
Well, Snacks is already out into the site. His teammates will join him. And the best case scenario here for paiN is somehow making some chaos happen from within these smokes. But they move up to clear the smoke. Snacks takes a headshot, and that's the site. Going to be overwhelmed. VSM's got to go massive here, and he's done a good amount of damage. He has softened them up, so keep eyes on this 5.7. Can he do anything with it? Big Uzera, first is good. Can't follow up. Safe certainly will, though. But now it's just paiN. And unfortunately for him, 2 high HP players left against this USP. He'll step down a little bit closer to Rez. Needs a very quick kill almost instantly here, and he does get the frag, but drop down to 20, and PR jumps up to clear him out and put GamerLegion into the lead.
Yeah, good job from PR. Snacks telling him I have the low HP. He needed to take the initiative, make sure that kill gets found. They can secure the bomb site before anything further goes wrong. Very, very sketchy. Nice resistance from paiN with very little brought into the round. But it's 2-3 as they take their first time out to talk things over. They're going to have the AWP back in the hands of Safe. But they're probably starting to feel in these last 3 rounds that GamerLegion just have a much better grip on the map as they've worked things over.
Yeah, Rick's not happy with what he's seeing after the first 2 rounds going so cleanly. GamerLegion get the guns out and are now in comfortable control.
We saw early on paiN doing a lot of the aggressive moves early, like pushing up Fury in the pistol round, pushing up, climbing the ladder, wrapping around the B bomb. So we've seen them try and get aggressive towards Fountain. Now that you've seen a few rounds of play from GamerLegion, you should probably start understanding that they're opening these rounds very, very slow, very far back. So the plan for paiN, if they want to maintain that aggression, is just going to have to be measured. Is how exactly do you want to do it? I imagine they're going to incorporate Safe in that game plan a lot. Get one shot with the AWP safely, fall back. So GamerLegion again, a lean towards the B bomb site. 4 players here, so they're not going to mess with the other side of the map. That's where Safe's off is. Opening kill provided by paiN. Extended battle. Rez can't control the spray. I don't think that's going to dissuade anyone from this B bomb site, though. Might just relocate the point of attack. And paiN know exactly what's coming. Safe has been front bathrooms with his AWP this entire round. He's heard nothing, he's seen nothing. There's been no pressure applied. So paiN's happy to have a 4th defender here. Very tough defense to crack into if you're Snacks and GamerLegion.
Oh, those grenades landing right on top of Snow. Fire as well, melting him away, down to 2 HP. Go back behind the pillar, Towson coming out of Monster. It's VSM dead, defense toppling. And GamerLegion in full control of Overpass at the moment. We'll take something special from Snow at 2 HP behind the barrels. They aren't checking him at the moment. They're actually giving him a chance. Towson up for a Snow to take it. Goes out again, but PR this time responds. Safe connects with the AWP. It's still a 2v2. Somehow paiN have stayed in this.
What a long extended hit, great utility usage. PR wants to try and force a play on the tap of the bomb. Nobody's home over the top, now he's picked off.
Yeah, really exposes himself there, and all of a sudden, GamerLegion, 9 seconds left, have to rely upon Hypex. He's got the bomb, he has to plant, and now there's no time for it, it has to be elimination. Oh! That's incredible! How has he done that? Last second from Hypex! And he's pulled it off!
And nothing will make you get more comfortable on a stage than a clutch like that. The 1v1 earlier. Hypex gonna be feeling like a king here in Atlanta.
He can do no wrong.
Look at this utility usage though. It's actually beautiful from GamerLegion. Such a strong defense to go up against, and they disjointed everything. Snow couldn't find any comfort, battered down. The crossfire's broken up. One kill towards Monster, and because Snow had to back away, there's no more defense.
Yeah, dude, this is insane. Hypex has hit another level right now for GamerLegion.
Yeah, he's telling Pyria, you can have the ace and the pistol, you can have the quad kill and the follow-up. I'll take these 2 clutches to put GamerLegion up by 2.
And that round was so hard fought as well for paiN just to stay in it. They find themselves in the winning position down to the final second of the round.
It's not even that. I think more than anything, the frustrating thing for paiN is going to be the fact that you had the read. You knew exactly what was coming. You knew it was going to be a B exec. You had a 5-on-4, and you had 4 defenders stacking the bomb site that was being attacked. To lose that round and then have the fashion of the loss in that clutch, there's like heartbreak upon heartbreak there. There's layers to it. And then another tech pause, so let's let them stew in it in silence.
And now Hypex gets the AWP out for the late stages here. He's got plenty of money to purchase into that, so he'll have it out. And for paiN, you don't have anything to fight them with.
I think that's the tough thing too, is that, yeah, you've lost everything, but in that 2-on-1, played incorrectly. I guess the time wasn't really called out. The time, they missed that kind of detail. Opper pushing forward, trying to get him off the bomb plant, but the other player, low HP, not backing off. You know, then you look at the clock in that time, you should know one player can be the aggressor to take him off the plant, one just needs to live. Still incredible that Hypex is able to take advantage of it. Snapshot up to heaven through the smoke. And now you just have time to sit there and dwell on it.
Yeah, we're having a PC restart at the moment for Safe. Once we get him logged back in and ready to go, the game will continue. That shouldn't take too long.
Roki went home, man.
Yeah, gotta wait a while.
Yeah, you're gonna have to, there's gonna be some time for that one. That request will get to him eventually.
Yeah, it's been a very different landscape coming into this event, right? The teams you thought might perform well and might get into the playoffs, falling a little bit short. I was excited about Foot to see how they would be able to continue their form, and this seems like a perfect kind of event for them to get into the playoffs of.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about it too, because it was, we mentioned, it's a good run for these teams that we didn't really expect to be in here. Astralis and Foot, as you just brought up, were 2 teams that we kind of said before this event felt like the likeliest to make it into the playoffs, but paiN came into this and handled FaZe in their opening match. We casted that one. Very surprising to see paiN open up in that fashion. 2-0 win. Then they went on to Foot, one of the other teams that we expected to be into the playoffs. Beat them in a 2-1 series as well. So that's when the eyes started opening. And then a loss against BetBoom in the game that would have qualified them to the semifinals brought them here to face off against GamerLegion. Their run, a little bit of a different affair. Opening up with a win over Sinners, losing next to Na'Vi 1-2, and then beating down Liquid 2-0, and then taking Astralis to make it into the quarterfinals, eliminating Team Liquid and eliminating Astralis on that path.
Yeah, and the way they handled both of those teams was very impressive, right? It was a comprehensive victory for GamerLegion. Yeah, not showing the love there to Apex.
No, not at all. We knew that, though.
Yeah, crazy to see Vitality having to play a quarterfinal as well.
Yeah, that's a different experience. It was crazy seeing them be on the verge of elimination either, like having to even have the conversation of, is it possible that they lose one of these matches? Now, it never felt like it really significantly got super close in those.
No.
But it felt like the possibility was there for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, I mean, especially that first map versus FaZe right on Nuke, which was close. You had that like hero performance out of Twist coming in. You wonder, okay, Vitality bleeding just a little bit, but they picked it up. They got it done. And yeah, once they get into the playoffs, obviously still favorites to win the entire event.
That's what's scary, is they're playing like they're B in the C game and they're still beating everybody they come up with. So Vitality, yeah, favorites into these playoffs. Fist bumps are out. We're gonna get back into the action, Atlanta. Thank you for being patient with us. Round 7 set to begin. GamerLegion coming off a 4-round win streak, 4 straight. After the explosive start from paiN and paiN, who are gonna be fighting in this round with some upgraded pistols. Armor picked up, Deagles, 5.7s, little bit of the utility. But GamerLegion just looking really, really solid on this map, this T-side. Snax has got them under complete control. They've brought back and converted 2 4 versus 5 rounds. Even when paiN get the opening kill, it doesn't seem to lead to a victory for them. Since the gun rounds began, it's been all GamerLegion. So once again, just a quick check, just a little bit of presence out towards long and towards fountains just to see if anyone's pushing. I imagine GamerLegion yet again in the anti-eco, the anti-force spy going to rotate back to the B bomb site. Rez going to be left on his lonesome away from the pack.
Well, this is the only way you get something going if you're paiN, right?
He's going to do it twice.
Area around the back. Now, the pistol round, he had so much success. Going to be much more difficult now with rifles on the other side.
And with the Deagle. Deagle's not as reliable.
VSM holding, but here they come around the back. paiN, can he get much done at all? His teammates are doing a good job. And there's the flank coming in as well. All of a sudden, paiN are in a 4v2. You've got to see Snax and Rez pull this off. And Snax backtracks. He's going to die to snow. And now just Rez. And he's running down, wondering how the hell all of his teammates have died to the pistols here. And they now spot Rez early.
They didn't learn their lesson from the pistol. Round takes way too long to develop. paiN with weaker weapons, happy to take a risk, and it's that exact same push, the exact same player that wreaks havoc and causes chaos. paiN again. Add in the staunch defense at the point of attack towards the B bomb site. Look at the X's on the radar.
Yeah, I mean,
GamerLegion just gets stuffed.
Certainly the player that creates the chaos right at the end of the round, but even the initial defense was strong from paiN, right? They hadn't even activated the paiN flank. He hadn't even taken a shot before 2 kills had come in. So the initial setup from paiN Gaming was way too successful.
Well, I mean, it's a really nice timing for it. They recognize paiN probably communicating, like, stall them out. He's about to turn the corner, and he wants this attack to slow down. So that's why the flash comes in at this point. That's why all the paiN people get aggressive on Monster at that point as they swing with the flash. And that's why this just gets shut down. And what a nightmare for GamerLegion. There's 4 free weapons picked up off the ground in that round. 3 AK-47s and an AWP. Tons of money all of a sudden for the paiN side. A complete reversal of the economy as it rips the money away from GamerLegion. They're fighting with pistols and a single AK-47.
I talk about Rez at his start at this event. Really got to try and continue that now into the playoffs with the Hero AK. How much can he do? You got Snow now stepping into water. He's got some backup in Big Azera. And this is where the fight might happen. Rez, the AK peeking out, losing it against Snow. And the AK falls to the hands, the very capable hands of PR, but he doesn't have any Kevlar for this.
Passing the flashbang off. Big Azera wants to be the proactive one. He's going to set up over towards boards. He wants to clear Monster on a timing. GamerLegion has readjusted their hit. It's going to be coming through sandbags, but it's all 4 players in that direction. So Big Azera's got the opening, shuts it down, wants to clear Monster, sees nobody home. And paiN looking very comfortable. Good kill from Hypex, but is it enough?
Hypex stepping out into the open. It's going to be paiN and Big Azera. Another couple of kills between the Hypex and Taliesin, both dead. Leaving Snax 1v4 with this Deagle, and he's nowhere near anybody really. So back it away, dropping down and trying to get into the fights here with that Deag. It's going to be a tie game. paiN Gaming bringing up 4-4.
Yeah, next round, GamerLegion need to do at least some damage. You know, even if you end up losing the round, you need to get some kills. Look at the money on the paiN side of things. 4 people survive again. Remember, you got 4 free weapons in the previous round. So, I mean, if GamerLegion doesn't take anything away from them in this one, if this is too clean of a win for paiN, their economy is just going to be way too strong for the rest of this half. And then GamerLegion's constantly fighting against full buys. So, really, really tough stretch of rounds coming up for GamerLegion, but they've handled most of the rifle rounds okay. 3 Galils in the mix, 2 AK-47s on PR and Taliesin. And Snax is going to line up again to try and get them back into this. Safes up out towards long A in this round. And actually, I feel like GamerLegion's done a better job of working this map when they spread out, put some presence towards bathrooms, try and push towards the A bomb site. That's where they found some picks. Grouped up towards B, hasn't been as successful as they'd like.
Stepping through the smoke. That's a free kill. Rez dead. paiN gets a second as well, backing into the bathrooms. He's got low health, but he's so confident to fight because he knows he spilled that bomb to the floor, and he once again steps up for the next fight, but Hypex has finally put him in the ground, but the trade comes through, and GamerLegion's T side is really slowed down here.
Yeah, this is nice seeing paiN kind of snap into place on this defensive stand. Really well done. The low buy round giving them tons of money, tons of confidence. Safe's gonna go for another peek out towards long, sees nobody homes, 2 on 4. Towson still waiting for the follow-up push as PR clears long. Gonna pick up the bomb now, and now the move comes in from Snow. VSM there as well as they slowly creep up. PR and Towson pick the A bomb site. You've got Big Uzera defending over in bank and a fast flank once your position is noted.
Yeah, the bomb now is crossing. It'll die. Snow easily taking that one, putting PR in a 10-second clutch. So 1v3. You won't see the mistakes made from paiN to make this one possible. So PR backs away, hangs on to the AK-47. He's going to peek him. They're even going to challenge him. And PR fights on, but low HP cowers in the corner. Here's the push coming forward again, and Snow not going to arrive in time. So at least the AK carried over, but it doesn't really paint a prettier picture here for GamerLegion. They've run thin on cash. They don't have much going for them at all, and this is what we're talking about.
There we are.
This is America.
A full ensemble. Lovely double kill from paiN. I feel like there's a gap in that smoke. I feel like Rez and Snacks both saw the gap in that smoke and we're like, well, that's tantalizing. That's a cool little gap we can slide into. This smoke might not be as effective as they think it is, and both get punished for the risk taken. Hero AK-47 on PR and fast play towards the B bomb site.
Oh, well, VSM...
House wheel.
Yeah, exactly. A bit better spots than that, for sure.
And I mean, I think GamerLegion was like, they were going to commit to that, but when that kill comes out so easy and so free, you haven't taken any damage, back off again. Now you can spread the defense out. So this Hero AK-47 on PR can be a little bit more effective because the defense is going to be scrambling to see exactly how they want to position. So you got some room to work with elsewhere on the map. All the way out towards long they go. The A bomb site at the moment just populated by one defender. It's paiN, who's going to be jumping over the APC, jumping over dice boxes to try and find information. Big Uzera, Snow, and Safe stuck defending the B bomb site, committed to it. They haven't moved yet. And off that shot, you start seeing Big Uzera slide back, but even paiN kind of calling him off. So between two minds at the moment, but Big Uzera is going to commit. Nice kill from Safe, and that's going to move the A attack forward.
paiN stepping up over the top of the stairway. A shot back from PR. A 3v3. Somehow GamerLegion competitive in this round. As that plan comes through, it's got to be Big Uzera, Snow, and Safe to recover the round. And Rez's deagle rings out. Big Uzera dead.
That might be it.
And that might be it, but Snow decides this fight is still on because PR offers up his life as the AK player as well. It's all of a sudden just Rez's deagle that's what we're talking about. Hypex steps forward, just a Glock, trying to keep them distracted, trying to keep them back, and he gets one off, but it's got to be Rez. Rez's deagle enters the feed. Easy indeed, and a big round for GamerLegion. They needed that one because their life was running out in this first half.
Well, that's what we wanted to see out of Rez. All the talk about how well his year's been going. That's a disgusting round with the deagle. And he saves the misplay from PR, who gets aggressive when you don't need to. But look at these deagle shots. Lovely stuff here to give you some extra space. This one is so nice in the 1v2. And Safe's already been dinked up and brought a little bit low. A cleanup with the dig, and GamerLegion snatch a round away with pistols. Making it even. paiN won a low buy round earlier. So Rez just returning the favor.
And also in a position where he's trying to stop any paiN flank because they're trying to go monster this time.
Smoke fade. Who's quicker?
Let's see. Safe gonna be taken down. Hypex opens up the chance. Now the charge comes in. GamerLegion sending their forces into the B bomb site. Smokes are up, keeping paiN alive for now. Buying them crucial seconds to position themselves ready to defend this site, but the utilities coming in. It's making it tough to stand for VSM. He's removed, but Snow filters in, replenishes the same position, and gets a headshot for his troubles.
Oh, he's being creative. He's causing chaos, though, as well. Not dropping back behind the bomb site, playing within the smoke. I don't know if GamerLegion's going to be ready for it. They might even be forced back 4-on-3, but that B bomb site does not feel comfortable.
No, the reset at least gives them the advantage, and they're able to hold it, and now they're looking for the reaction. So Rez is going to push up through middle all the way up to this A site.
And actually, they might hear these footsteps as well. They definitely hear the nade, so it's going to force the defense to make a position. Rez is actually the only one. He wants to make them second-guess the entrenchment at the B bomb site, and one kill would do it. Spots the information. It's forced Snow to back off and play a bit more passive, which leaves Pyria on his lonesome.
Yeah, but he spots PR. He knows he's right there, but yet to pull the trigger. Biding his time until the perfect moment. They move in with a plant. Pyria steps forward. Hypex is able to get him, so Pyria it is again! Pyria with two, Snow with the other, and Raz is the last remaining member. They know he's coming from the A site, and Pyria's got him as well. A 3K from Pyria, 20-6 right now. An unbelievable performance in the first map of this quarterfinal.
Yeah, God tier from the newest addition to this paiN Gaming roster. How impressive he's been. Such a good job so far in Atlanta, and in these quarterfinals, he's got them started with the ace and the pistol, and this is a big-time round. Again, just a small missed detail for GamerLegion. They had never pushed forward during all that chaos. paiN's defense had prevented them from clearing this safety behind the bomb site, finding that. And Pyria has just been the dagger, so impactful. This is like the third round he's saved for paiN.
Frustrating moments here for GamerLegion in this first half, but they've already got 5 T rounds, right? A chance for 6 as they come into this next one. It isn't going to look pretty. You've got Mark 10s on 2 players, Snacks and Towson, a Tech 9 for Hypex, a Galil for PR, and luckily an AK-47 for Rez. So paiN are in the better position here to try and get a 7-5 lead going into that second half.
Well, I think the trouble for me is GamerLegion has done a really good job when they spread this map out wide, when they make this defense move, when they get an opening kill and force the decision. Now you're playing with a Tech 9, 2 Mac 10s, a Galil, an AK-47 on Rez, so you're going to stay more grouped up in this round, and I think that's been the lesser effective rounds on the T side for GamerLegion, but it's all they've got.
Util on VSM, going to burn him out from the barrels, but he's still got that headshot. Snacks decked, VSM going forward again. He's running out of bullets now, needs to be cleaner, more economical with the rifle. It's now Snow in the sight, and Big Azera for the final kill. A 7-5 lead from paiN. What a start from Pyria. Is it enough to win map 1?
has been on this paiN team for about 5 months. Highest performing player for them here in Atlanta so far in this event. 20-6 to get them started in these quarterfinals with a 7-5 lead. A journeyman player. This is the best performance he'll have had in a team, finding his comfort zone and giving a paiN leading into the second half. GamerLegion still struggling to find themselves here on this opening map. A very small deficit as they switch to the defensive side, and we'll see what they can do.
Yeah, well, Pyrrhus started the first half with an ace in a pistol, hoping for similar success here as they switch to the T side. So GamerLegion can get going here. We've got Jewel Brothers out for Talson, a nade for Snacks, a flash for Hypex.
This would be a devastating map loss for GamerLegion. Their map pick, 67% win rate for them, 17% for paiN. This would be a huge upset, a huge steal if paiN can complete this good form that they've had. Pistol round goes a long way for the T side of Overpass.
Yeah, well, it's going to be solo Rez here. You know, he's not got any teammates with him. He was just looking to detect information early, but now starts to back off towards Bathroom.
Yeah, and Hypex shifts over. Snacks even backs off the B bomb site a little bit to set up with utility, so he can have a fast rotation between the bomb site. GamerLegion still pretty tentative on the map, still trying to figure out what's coming. Still haven't spotted anything towards this A bomb site, but by the time they do, Rez is going to be stuck in this close-up fight against the Glocks. Rez, Hypex, and Snacks to defend.
Into the open, Hypex taking a lot of damage on board. It's Rez and Pyria trading blow for blow. Snacks waits a truck. Next fight's coming his way, just trying to nip away with one headshot, but hasn't been able to collect it. And you see paiN starting to back away.
Yeah, I'm surprised by this. I think the problem is they didn't really get a push into the bomb site with their initial salvo of utility. So I think they're a little bit nervous. They don't have anything followed up. So now they're just going to go quiet. A little bit of news made towards the B bomb site, just a footstep, just to give that inkling that they're coming back. And now the only defender is low HP Hypex. But they're missing the window of opportunity to re-aggress. GamerLegion starting to move around the map and figure this out. Yeah,
gathering the information, realizing it's quiet elsewhere. And paiN have to commit into the A site to close this one out, but such limited time to do it now. And here comes the flank, this time from GamerLegion, but Talson unable to do anything with it. He's taken down Pyria again with impact. It's just Hypex, and he has to pull off something special here, and he just can't do it. Safe to put him in the ground, and a pistol round for paiN. Both of them now picked up.
Yeah, Pyria's not slowing down. Triple kill for him in the pistol. Hypex there, that would have been a miraculous clutch to win in the 1v2 with low health, but he's already won a number in the first half, and I think that's one of the scary things for GamerLegion is, yeah, 5 rounds, we normally say that's great on the T side. So many of those powered by Hypex clutches, right? Some huge ones, a 1v1, a 1v2 later on in the half as well. And it feels like almost on some level there's some artificial inflation of that GamerLegion scoreline. Gonna try and recover in this second round, turn it back, scout in the hands of Hypex, MP7 and MP9 picked up upgraded pistols. So GamerLegion's here in round 14 to fight.
Yes, GamerLegion's map pick. To concede this and go to Nuke. paiN would be feeling fantastic about their chances of seeing a semi-final. Boost deployed. PR up on top of his teammate's head. He's going to hear the steps. Pull the trigger now. Holds down mouse 1, gets VSM, and backs away with the advantage for GamerLegion.
Okay, a little bit of information though. If you're the GamerLegion defense, excuse me. Yeah, there you go. Snow sliding into a shot. 2 players boosted gives that information to paiN, but losing a player as they try and take advantage of resources on the other side of the map. We're back into a 4-on-4. And Hypex has missed the cross of long. Safe has made it safely to the right side.
Snow positions himself just on the reverse side of Divider. You now got Snacks assigned to peek on a timing, and it hasn't worked out at all. They've lost Snacks, and they've lost the advantage as now paiN move into the A site.
And now you're going to be smoked off as well. Your scout even has to give up the bomb site, so it's all about saving now for Talson, PR, and Hypex. No chance of winning this round. paiN just slowly move up closer and closer and take away all your options to fight. Good kills and good utility in place. So a 9th round for paiN. And whatever more they can take away from GamerLegion.
Yeah, it's tough for GamerLegion not to catch or break it. the pistol round or even the force buy here, which is just going to give paiN the perfect start to the half they were looking for.
Yeah, even Safe is kind of pushing up to try and take a weapon away, and he might get there in time. Hypex is backing off slowly, but Safe is clearing out these angles, and they could meet right at the end. Knife out, there's the shot with the scout. There's no way he's letting you get away. Safe's going to turn this corner. Final kill, and GamerLegion have all the weapons ripped away. No chance of bringing resources forward into the next round. And it's got to be one where you sit back on just pistols, and now GamerLegion starting to feel a bit of despair for the first time in this map.
They don't have anything to really fight back with here. You know, got a Deagle out for PR, 5-7s on 3 players. Hypex going to save a little bit of cash because he knows he has to get the AWP out as soon as he can. 10-5, the most likely outcome of the next minute and 40 seconds here. Bigazera clearing out Khan, no one home. Spread out across the map with paiN. Just letting Bigazera work. Well, Snacks does have a flash to try and activate his teammates at Bathroom once they make contact, but regardless, it's going to take something out of Reds because the USP, you can't imagine it doing anything here.
Yeah, only if that flashbang is the God Flash and keeps everyone blind. Well, there it was used. Nobody was home, so they've missed that opportunity for the little setup. paiN just playing this so passively that it's hard for GamerLegion to get a read of when they're stepping into the zone for the trap. No one been spotted. Snow sees one in Bathrooms. Good amount of team damage on towards Safe, but it's all good. They'll back away. They don't like what that looks like. That's the kind of implication that there's a few more players around, and now Safe has fallen.
Oh, Pyria has 2 more picked up. And the tap towards the head of Snow. Being put under pressure here, trying to get away, not wanting to give up the advantage they hold because he had VSM out towards water to help him out, and it's worked out well. Rez on the hunt, the ball plants Snow, and just working together, making sure this is very uncomfortable here for GamerLegion.
Snow takes the tag from that 5-7 down to 1 HP at the tail end, and he's going to be finished off. Rez was ready for it. They can actually go for this. There's still time in the bomb timer if they want to push forward and try and make a miracle happen. Rez might just be happy to take the rifle into the next round, and maybe they missed the opportunity. So now about exit kills.
Yeah, well, PR is in a spot to do that. They come towards him now. Deagle shot's good. The other, too much to ask of him.
Here he is. You're just not going to beat him right now. 28 kills for Pyria.
It's crazy. Another 3K for Pyria, just adding these multi-kills, piling them up. We're going into round 16. He has 28 kills. It's just insane the level he's at right now. And I still can't believe Snow stole away his second AC.
Yeah, I know, right? He's probably can't believe that at the moment as well. Really cool. We're seeing a timeout come in from GamerLegion. 5-10. Their own map pick, feeling desperate. paiN starting to beat them up around the map. T-side starting to develop quite nicely, but this will be the first big test, and GamerLegion into this first gun round. This is where they took control in the first half and went on a little bit of a streak. Was right when the guns came out. They're thinking the same thing here in the second half, and they need it if they want a shot at staying in it. They want a shot at taking this map, coming back and reversing their fortunes. It has to start here. So Hypex is going to have the AWP. M4s and utility around it. But GamerLegion has got a sense in this moment they don't have too many chances with this scoreline to get their half started.
Taking their time. paiN Gaming moving past Fountain. Scope up for Safe, looking towards the Bathrooms. Look how passive GamerLegion are in this setup right now. You have so much of the map to work with if you're paiN.
I don't think GamerLegion wants to mix too much into the playbook with those aggressive pushes until they've got some money behind them, until they have some confidence they can replenish the weapons and utility they need. So out towards long feels like the first point of contact.
Rez is going to be sharp, but taken down by Snow. Snow looking for the follow-up. He's not alone, but he doesn't need any help because he's got that second kill for paiN.
And the confidence of the AWP providing cover, and there's Bigazera, the knockout blow. No resistance from GamerLegion.
This is insane. paiN are looking so good. This is Snow going down to 1 HP again, but he just goes into the open. He takes 2 kills along. And, you know, there's a certain feeling that GamerLegion are eventually going to get into it, just with how many times we've seen good CT sides to them on Overpass. But they had no chance in this one.
Yeah, I mean, it's a brilliant first kill from Snow onto Rez, but then the willingness to follow up the next fight. He didn't shy away and tuck in. He kept swinging a little bit wider, forcing that fight to happen, allowing Safe to get an angle with the AWP, finds a second kill. And they even knew the position of the third player for Big Uzera to come in and grab his headshot. So just a brutal, ruthless round that GamerLegion had no chance in once the fight's begun. For Pyria, this is the most kills he's had in a LAN match in 2 years.
Yeah, great time to have it.
It's a lovely time to have it to get the team started. Quarterfinals as well, as you're looking to make a deep run in these playoffs and get a little bit of confidence for your team heading into the major.
Yeah, certainly the attitude among the Counter-Strike community is going to change around paiN with the way they're playing at the moment, right? I don't think many people were super excited to see them return. We didn't know what to expect from them, and they've come out and give us a taste of what's to come, and it's great to see this. Look at it get to map point now on their opponent's map pick. We've got Pyria waiting in the tunnel. PR to peek in towards him, but Pyria's got that kill and opening onto PR. The aggressive play on his own has not worked out at all. Advantage for paiN.
They're so comfortable in knowing what's coming. He backs off after that initial information. GamerLegion probably worried about the presence over in short and the possibility of a sandbags attack.
Dude, if it wasn't for some Hypex clutches, this would
be
a complete one-way street.
Yeah, it'd just be a stomping at this point. Might even be over already. Those clutches keep it a minute, but it hasn't actually activated anyone from GamerLegion to match his impact inside the server.
No, some of the best games we've seen from GamerLegion have been outlier performances from Snax as well, right? Showing that he can get to a high individual level, really struggling at the start of the quarterfinals here. 2-14 for Snax. And you've got Rez playing in behind Divider. Snow gonna start backtracking just as that nade comes in, and then take up the same position he was once standing in.
This will be interesting. Snax can be a distraction. If he gets a shot off, can maybe tag him to make it awkward to clear Rez's position. Good kill from Snax. How does Snow play this now?
Yeah, he goes into the open. Snax makes it back safely. Rez able to make it work onto Snow. Needs another one, and he peeks out. A second kill from Rez from Divider.
Look at Safe.
20 seconds. That's the kill that opens up the B side. Pyria now running to join him. Just enough time to get in and get that bomb planted.
Oh, Towson feels like he's really giving one away. That's the escape route by Safe. Up in position. Hypex is here with his in heaven. There's a kid on Snax as he makes his way out.
Oh, Safe round the back. Snax is gonna die. Safe again. It's gotta be Hypex again. We just talked about his clutches earlier in the first half. They haven't led to much, but perhaps he can get another one here. The last lifeline, but Safe is right there at Monster. Safe with a masterclass in this round. Opens up the fallback plan and makes sure it's the round win.
What a huge round for Safe. We mentioned how impressive it's been. This is his first officials back in such a long time joining this team. Stepping in like no time has been missed. Unbelievable triple kill in this round, opening up the escape route into the B bomb site when they encounter issues on the other side of the map and sealing the round as well. Beautiful performance. And in that round as well, Pyria hits his 30 kills in regulation. Powering paiN, a 7-round lead and 7 chances to close out this first map. Stepped into it with a 17% win rate. GamerLegion choosing it as a punish pick due to the weakness, but that weakness has been absent. paiN have come in with a game plan and executed perfectly, and GamerLegion look like they're 3 steps behind.
Three steps behind on their own map selection. This is incredible to see what paiN are capable of pulling off at the moment. Pyria steps up. He was the man to really open things up in the first round of play here. He's looking to be a man that can close this. Heads under the water. Good position to get early.
Big Uzera has the bomb over towards the B bomb site already, right out of the opening. And that can obviously rotate back at any point, but with that starting in that part on such a large map, you feel like it's going to be the ending point. So it's nice that Rez is able to control the middle of the map.
Rez coming back into the fight. paiN spams away through the wall. It's a kill on Rez. He'll get away. Over 30 kills now. Hypex and Snax really important to the Poles combined to get 2 kills here to put GamerLegion into the advantage. But Big Ozera on the hunt gets the headshot on PR. Under a minute left. Still looking difficult in this round for paiN, but not impossible.
I don't think Big Ozera feels like he can do a hard clear to the right. I think he senses the positioning, right? So that smoke is going to make talSYN very, very nervous, but I believe Big Ozera is going to try and just disappear. So paiN, how long does he run? I believe Snax is hearing these footsteps. Hypex is shifting over, but they're trying to connect paiN at the B bomb site with Big Ozera. So his idea is to flank.
Hypex swings out, but paiN's got the headshot. Hypex gone. Numbers even. Snax to drop paiN.
Does Snax realize what he was doing? Does Snax realize that he was trying to push CT spawn to meet up with Big Ozera? Because talSYN has stayed put over in graffiti.
Well, there's such limited time now, right? You're at the 15-second mark as Big Ozera arrives at the monster tunnel. He'll go, he'll clear right, he'll look off to the left side of the site, but no one offering him a clean chance. They fall back. talSYN from graffiti confirms the kill, and another round will be played. GamerLegion staying alive.
A nice idea, almost able to connect the pieces. Good job from Snax being aggressive and making sure that flank can't actually happen. Saves the round. If he was able to slip into that smoke, there would have been a really tough defense, a 1v2 at that B bomb site. Hypex with the opening kill. This is the one that really made things difficult. No control towards the A bomb site, made it desperate. Made it so paiN had to try and make the miraculous play. Round 19. GamerLegion stay alive just barely, and we run it back.
Oh, nades towards the boost. Snax a magnet to them, losing over half of his health. Fighting Con, VSM ducks out of it before the engagement even happens.
I feel like VSM, oh, okay, once that fight and he's got it. I was gonna say he's had a quiet game, 3 and 14, now got his 4th kill. That's a big one. Early on, 5 on 4 now for paiN. And any presence in the middle of the map to gather information for GamerLegion is gone. They'll rely on whatever paiN can provide them.
paiN trying to tap away onto VSM, who does a good job not to overextend into the open and offer up his life.
Yeah, but now that he backs away, they're blind on the map. They have no idea what's happening. So this is all about how long does it take for Hypex to spot this play out towards long A. That'll be the first indication they have, and that'll force Snax and paiN. One of them will have to shift and rotate. But if he goes down first...
Ooh. Don't jump again. Don't give that chance on over. GamerLegion, a player down, low on health on Snax. They see that utility start to fly through the sky towards this A bomb site. paiN making it clear to which site they would like to close this map. Flash is going forward. Now into the play. It's Snow wrapping around the back of the dice box. paiN dead, looking for the follow-up, but Hypex has somehow kept his team in it. Snax with shots forward. Hypex again. A 2v2 as GamerLegion need to survive here, and now it is Hypex once more being the player to deliver the impact.
There's no kit, there's no smoke.
But who else to close the map but paiN? With the kind of performance he's been having, it would be a poetic finish from paiN Jr. to win this one out. Goes out into the open. Hypex down. And paiN Jr., a journeyman player, finally made his promotion to the senior squads and now plays on the stage, looking to be the man with the composure to close it, and he has won it. No kid on talSYN. paiN is the man to round things out. It will be paiN Gaming to take map 1 of the quarterfinals. GamerLegion's map pick, and they get destroyed.
33 kills from paiN. An incredible performance. He's got them started on the right foot. That's one map up for paiN Gaming in dominant fashion. And paiN stands against them, looking towards the semifinals.
GamerLegion versus paiN, map number 2 of the quarterfinals here in Atlanta. We're heading into Nuke. And paiN have been so good at these pistol rounds, thanks to paiN. They're looking to try and continue that as well. We know how important that T-side pistol on Nuke can be. They've won every one of them so far in the series after that first map. So P250 out for safe. Some nades here for Snow. Let's see what kind of call paiN have.
Yeah, both these teams are, oh, hang on, this is looking a little bit quick. Period, getting up to the door very fast. Both these teams going to be good on Nuke, effective on Nuke. So paiN's going to have a lot of confidence taking it here, knowing that GamerLegion can deliver a good quality Counter-Strike on this map as well. Just confident in their own ability to overcome it. And why wouldn't you be after the first map performance? Smoke outside to help across, flashbang as well to get the P250 in place. Wants to take some duels and crosses towards Secret.
Oh, we got towson up on top of the rafters. First player going into the site, he spots them. PR towson off to a great start here for GamerLegion, and Pyria alone. He has picked up a kill at least. The only kill of this pistol for paiN Gaming will be found off of him, but much better here from GamerLegion, coming out with a better start.
Yeah, very, very clean. That hit really had no strength to it, no power to it. All the opening kills going the way of GamerLegion and stops that cold. No space opened up in the upper bomb site. So pistol round for GamerLegion, a luxury they didn't have on the opening map. And on the CT side, Nuke get to start with the economic advantage and see how far they can take that. No opening kills provided. It was just a matter of time before towson punished them from the rafters. A lovely round. And without a bomb plant, without very many kills, paiN stick on Glocks.
Yeah, it should be nice and easy for GamerLegion to get a 2-0 start here. There's a number of moments in that first half of Overpass where you thought Hypex's clutches might just ignite GamerLegion, but it was always paiN finding the answer, finding a way to stifle that before it got going.
Well, nobody ever stepped up next to Hypex. Normally that conversation is like, all right, these clutches are keeping this team in this game, keeping them alive as long as humanly possible for somebody else to kind of wake up and help provide impact. But no one from GamerLegion actually got into any kind of a groove on Overpass where they could provide impact early on in the rounds. It was just all those clutches.
Hypex just waits out towards the bottom of hell. He's taking himself just one. It took a while to get that kill, and now PR. Uh-oh. This is badly played from GamerLegion.
Yeah, very much so. Nade gonna come out, should get one more kill. Thankfully, with only the pistols and unarmored pistols at that. Nothing that paiN has to follow up taking ramp room in the kills there. Big Uzera, it's a matter of time.
Yeah, but that just feels like a wake-up call, right? The fact of how badly that was played. You see PR very frustrated, almost shocked at how poorly that was played as he backed into his chair. Now they're just hoping they're not going to get punished fully by it. Snow has got himself into the 1v2 clutch. Puts that bomb down as well. It's already a lot picked up here for paiN in a round that really should have meant nothing. We've got Snacks now peeking out. Snow getting pushed from double doors. towson comes in and cleans him up, but GamerLegion losing 3 players, conceding a bomb plant and giving paiN a heap of cash.
Yeah, I mean, you're dead on. That's I mean, you're looking down the line as the 2 ramp players, and you're just telling everyone that's our bad. It won't happen again. But that one certainly will shake you. That the ramp is taken so easily. 2-for-2 trade against unarmored pistols, against Glocks, and you feel really bad about the 3rd kill that comes out, and the ensuing bomb plant as well. So great job from Snow, great job from paiN to get in and get as much resources as you can. First gun round is underway. AK-47s for paiN, full sets of utility. No up out yet for Hypex and GamerLegion's defense.
Now VSM individually going to be looking for a better map. We know Nuke can be a comfortable ground for him. He's going to be looking over the top of Silo, trying to challenge Snacks, and he's got that opening kill in favor of paiN.
Good start for VSM. He had that slow, quiet overpass, wasn't needed whatsoever in the victory, but this is a nice opening kill to find. First gun round, he's given a 5-on-4 and taking out some aggressive outside stances. He joins up with Snow on the ground.
Well, those smokes start to come in from paiN now as well. Constructing a wall outside. The nade will land and disrupt that sea of clouds, and we got Hypex tapping away on towards Snow.
Look how many defenders are out here for GamerLegion. 3 players here in a 4 versus 5. Even towson is playing like heaven area, ready to react outside. So, I mean, GamerLegion very nervous about any kind of yard play. It's making the bomb site defenses weak, so weak.
towson stepping out a little bit more. He's going to descend down into the site. And he actually just going to go ahead and challenge VSM, but It's Pyria to get that all-important trade. There's another player at the back of the side, but Pyria is ready. Hypex is tucked behind the box, though, just in time. Snow comes out, nearly transfers out towards Heaven, but a 2v2 off the back of it, and Safe is dropped down into the lower bomb site.
Yeah, I give Snow, I mean, he's going to have a tough time. Low HP, but he's got to figure out how to have impact. What's to cut off the rotation? PR knows the possibility. One slip down, and now Snow becomes the flanker.
Yeah, when does he decide to go? He's waiting for Rez, and Snow's patience is paid off. It's all on PR. He's got no kit on his back, nor any utility. It's going to be an almost impossible clutch to win if it's played well by the two remaining players here of paiN. You've got Snow out towards Decon.
He'll play first with the low health.
And Safe is at the double door, so there's the tap. The flash comes in. And PR, when do they push him? When do they look for him? And yeah, there's no reason to. He's not on it. He's not on that stick, and they will not commit themselves into any fights. There is no chance for PR to win it. paiN have picked up their first gun round.
Yeah, really, what a great performance as well, finding all the kills necessary. And when things got scrappy in that upper bomb site, what a great decision to just drop down the vents, bail out, plan B, nobody home downstairs. So you add that into the 3 kills that were had previously with Glocks in the last round, and the money for GamerLegion is in a horrifying place. They're taking a very hard reset early on, heading into round 4, and a timeout to discuss how they want to handle the situation. They still have the M4 on PR, so one weapon is there, and making the decision now if they want to replenish some weapons behind that, or save their money and fight a little bit further down the road. Not a situation you want to be in this early on the CT side, especially out of that pistol round victory, but it's the consequences of a poor round 2 in this half. And GamerLegion shove all in, buy up everything they can. Hypex with a second M4, 5.7s in utility on Snacks, Towson, and Rez. A very important round for both teams, both low on economy, low on money.
Nade out towards Silo. VSM backing away from those 2 grenades. The brunt of the damage not connecting towards him. Got PR pushed up in ramp. He's got a little bit more of an advanced position. He can play with Snacks, who can take the initial attention on the weaker gun. And Towson has moved in towards Hut.
Looks like they want to set up a lobby crunch in the mid-round. If they don't see any activity, if they're just kind of waiting and standing back on their heels, it feels like they've got pistols ready to push Hut. They've got rifles ready to be aggressive with Snacks over towards Radio, and here it comes.
And Big Zera into the peak, spots out all the players that are heroes. That's information given over. Imperia somehow walking away with both of those kills. Snow and VSM have the others. And paiN are looking incredible on the individual front, especially Pyria.
Yeah, I mean, that feels like where most of this game is being won at the moment. Not that they're tactically behind GamerLegion in any sense, but just individually, that is an advantage that paiN has had in map 1, and you're seeing some of it still there in map 2. GamerLegion, they just get pushed aside after winning the pistol. paiN don't care. Reset them early on. And Big Uzera knows it. He's dropped down to the Mac 10 to farm up some easy kills.
Well, this round, speaking of easy, should be absolutely no problem for paiN. They're going to take the lead. And they're doing this without the pistol round win, right? They're doing this without that great start. So the fact you're doing the heavy lifting in difficult rounds is even more impressive here for paiN. Making something of this T side.
And also making, you know, GamerLegion look flat so far on these first 2 maps of play, you know, like just kind of disrupting everything they've done so well throughout this event. Remember, GamerLegion coming into this with, you know, a big win over Liquid to eliminate them, big win over Astralis to eliminate them, a loss to Na'Vi, but a very close affair where they had their chances to win that series, losing the 3rd map 13-11. We've seen a lot of good things and a lot of good performances, but here in the playoffs at Atlanta, paiN's at least neutered some of those strengths that they showed throughout the group stage. A very quiet walk to Secret and down the stairs. Nobody from GamerLegion has any idea this is happening. Not a footstep was made. Big Uzera leading the Mac 10 in case there's a trap. The AKs can follow it up for trades, but the stack is at the upper bomb site. So this will be a 3rd round for paiN. And GamerLegion going to look to find a few gifts at the end of the day. paiN's actually put himself in a situation where all on his own, isolated. That AK-47 would be a tasty prospect for GamerLegion.
Now into the open, 2 kills picked up quickly for paiN. And no real threats coming his way. Snow rounds the corner, clears out Snacks, and marches forward. So 3-2. A great lead for paiN to be carving out for themselves, especially not having the ideal start.
Yeah, they are laser focused. paiN doesn't feel like they're dropping the ball once. As I say that, missed opportunity. VSM just takes attention his way. They wanted the double peek in towards lobby to save paiN, and now that's 2 AK-47 saved. Not a disaster, but some free gifts over to the GamerLegion defense, and Big Uzera is going to do his best to hunt them down.
Yeah, you make some money on this MAC-10 as well. He's flying over the top of them. talSYN in a good spot. Oh, should have been able to handle Big Uzera. He should have been able to handle him, but somehow Big Uzera has won that fight descending down from the roof.
I think you'll be relatively pleased as GamerLegion, they'll get in 1 AK-47 out of the mix. You're always going to be happy about that one and some extra cash that you can build up for later on as well. So Hypex has passed the AWP by PR because he has that AK-47 from previously, saves him some money. But yet again in a deficit on the scoreboard, 2-3 as the guns come back out.
AWP on both sides. Hypex getting a go on the defense here with the AWP. PR going to be keeping that AK-47 he hung on to in the previous round. Hypex searching outside for what would be the opening kill of the round. He hasn't been able to spot anybody though.
Yeah, Snow's playing it super passive. Just wanted to see if there was going to be aggression, if anyone was pushing the red box, pushing even deeper than that. A little bit of a fake going to be thrown outside for Snow, but we can see utility towards the upper bomb site. So they want to make it feel like a couple things. They say we're either going to go outside or we're going to go through hut. We're actually going ramp, but Hypex is ready.
Yeah, he's got himself in the right spot to try and deal with this.
PR's here as well along the wall.
A strong setup. This was the setup earlier that broke apart in that second round that inflicted so much damage upon them, but this time much stronger, although Hypex gets caught by the flash in the open. He gets around the corner just in time. And so now paiN forced to look for a different answer, but look at this. PR deciding to move forward, pushing into the ramp, attempting a flank.
Yeah, they don't have the manpower to watch the flank, so PR is taking a risk, but he's going to get the reward. There's a nice shot. That's paiN swinging out, and now, I mean, paiN just boxed in, nowhere to go. No options available to him. 44 seconds in a 2 versus 4.
Trying to walk through the smoke. It's the only play he had available there, Big Uzera. He gets spotted by Snacks, taken down, and you leave Snow on low HP. Walking into the lobby, talSYN off the ladder, gets him, and it'll be tied again. So much better here. PR using the AK saved in the previous round to devastating effect. And we've got a 3-3 scoreline with money not in the greatest spot for paiN, but Snow has 7.3 thousand, so we'll see what they decide to do.
I'd see a timeout from them to talk things over as well. Yeah, it just comes in right now. Have that conversation. As you mentioned, Snow 7,300, so he can drop an AK as well as getting himself one. So that'll be the question, is how much does paiN want to invest in this round to fight? Sitting at 3, tied with GamerLegion. I imagine the decision is going to be a hero AK-47 and everyone else kind of just chills a little bit, maybe some upgraded pistols, but no need to risk your entire economy right now with another full buy right around the corner. Snow and paiN continuing good play from Overpass. 7 kills apiece, leading the way for paiN. On GamerLegion, it's talSYN and PR with 7 and 8 kills respectively, topping the scoreboard for the defensive side. Live into round 7. And it is just the one hero AK, and it's just sticking back on pistols for the rest of paiN. So how much damage can Snow cause?
GamerLegion not giving them any aggressive looks. Gathering information. With Snacks over towards Secret. Realizing there's no presence coming outside, but paiN have moved into the ramp room and there's no one there. So they do actually have a full free bomb site to go into, so they flood into B.
Yeah, a little oversight from GamerLegion. I think they're going to be okay playing retake on it. They haven't really figured out what kind of a buy it is at the moment. The AK rings out. So Plant should come in with the cover of Snow. Snacks needs this kill. paiN can't handle it with the P250.
Takes a while for Snax to get the kill, but eventually he picks it up. And then got Snow on the rafters getting taken down by Snax. They move into the retake. They'll handle the pistols. They'll handle the round, but I think paiN won't be too disappointed. They get a bomb plant out of it. And they're just going to go down. So biggest error out of there. GamerLegion back into the lead of the game. It's going to be 4-3. The defense starting to get going, but here comes the challenge again.
Yeah, I think GamerLegion there said we know it's going to be, we know they're going to be behind next round no matter what. You know, they can have the bomb plant. Let's not lose the weapons. Let's prioritize our economy. Let's just play a really smart retake at the lower bomb site in a round where they likely won't have the resources for it. So GamerLegion inch out to that lead once again, 4-3. No op for safe on the T side. They've stayed away from picking that weapon up. Hypex has his.
Telson going to be smoked away. Trying to stop anybody from attempting the vent dive. paiN has to backtrack as the utility and then a deeper smoke layers on top. Good blocking from GamerLegion early. It's going to force paiN to burn a few seconds. He can just come right back at it.
Snow's outside waiting and being patient, so I think he's going to eventually turn up into an aggressive lurk position when they start applying some pressure to the upper bomb site. Maybe a pump fake on the execute, maybe actually executing, but Snow is going to be patient, wait to wrap around and eliminate some of the players retaking or flanking through mini.
Yeah, he's going to punish if Snax fails to compete in this duel. Start tapping shots towards Snow. They've got the information, so Snow no longer wants to stand in a spot that's about to be littered by utility. It's a good, quick decision for Snow to change his position back, and he'll start throwing utility towards where Snax was standing.
PR's in Big Garage, though, so Snax shows that presence. Snow might think that might be the only player out there. He doesn't realize quite yet. He's got, like, no chance of getting in towards Mini as long as PR is still in the back of the Big Garage.
Well, eventually they've started to run out of utility towards that door. They've blocked it the entire round so far with smokes. paiN has been so patient, but now it's his time to go. Molotov onto the hut. Red's gone. Flash comes in. Both paiN and Rez blinded, so they pause for a second, then the fight happens. paiN gets a kill. Rez with the trade, spamming down through the hut is Big Uzera, keeping paiN in this fight, but it's all about the flank. Snax is repositioned, laid into the round, coming through the hut. There's the kill from Safe, so Snax even more important that he finds success from this, but now he gives it away. He gives his position away, and now you look to PR to come up from heaven, but Snax has died in lobby, and GamerLegion have not made the most of this round whatsoever. PR dies at heaven, and paiN have found a way.
Yeah, Snax got spooked. Maybe just trying to pre-fire something. Maybe just saw a body slumped against the wall, but that little shot gave away his entire position.
Yeah, that was disastrous, really, because that was the only way back into the round.
Yeah, he had a really sick play kind of forming on that flank. A really nice timing for it. I think the kill from Safe also makes things way more difficult right when he's getting into the position to make the move. Safe grabs one kill, which just makes that really awkward, and I think Snax was forced into a play. Timeout taken as we're tied back up. Plenty of money for GamerLegion to reinvest. They built up enough cash with some clean rounds for that loss to not be devastating. All back in the hands of Hypex, but we're missing that impact. We're missing that loud play from Hypex that he had on the first map to keep GamerLegion alive. Right now, they're just barely clinging on. These rounds being traded back and forth, being grimy, it's going to favor the T side, especially here on Nuke. And now that the money's disappearing for GamerLegion, a loss here means they're in a ton of trouble.
Yeah, I'm missing it for Rez too, right? We're not seeing those big individuals that have been so important for GamerLegion's run showing up at a crucial point in this competition. They've got to hit that switch. Look at Snow, though, confident. Moving to the smoke, singes. Oh, the sound cue's up, and Snow going to be frustrated, but communicates the positions of the GamerLegion players. It doesn't matter, though, as Towson extends the advantage here, and Hypex chiming in. So just Safe and Big Uzera left, 2v5. This round had potential for paiN. You know, getting Snow into main early, it just crumbles.
I think it's actually a really cool tactic to call if you're the paiN side. I think it's like basically the similar opening that you had previously, the same kind of a setup, 4 people lobby, Snow outside on his own, but this round you change it up so that he's more aggressive, so that he's the one to initiate the attack, but stepping into that Molotov ruins everything. Gives away his position, prepares the GamerLegion defense for what's coming, and you could tell he was a little bit frustrated after stepping into the Molotov, not sure what to do next. So it falls apart for paiN. It'll be a 5-on-4, or excuse me, a 5-to-4 advantage on the scoreboard for GamerLegion when all is said and done. But they've barely been able to maintain this lead. Every single time paiN has a response.
Oh, no loss bonus for paiN.
Yeah, that might actually take the ability to respond away from them. This is a good win for GamerLegion to put the money in an odd place for paiN. So Big Uzera, he's looking to see if anyone had a smoke dropped, anything he could pick up, because he's going to back away and save the weapon. It's the only thing they'll have likely in the next round. Safe has 3,000, so we'll see how courageous paiN is, but it's that same decision they have to make from 2 rounds ago, is how much do you want to force up around this one saved AK? How much do you want to invest? How much do you feel like you have to win a round right now? Later on today, Atlanta, you guys have the other quarterfinal, Na'Vi taking on Vitality. How do you feel about that one? It's gonna be a party.
Yeah, how we feel about Vitality though here in Atlanta? You know, we don't usually have a lot of fans of Apex around here. So it's going to be Na'Vi with the favor of the crowd then today, Jason, you'd imagine.
I don't know if it's going to help them. I don't know if it even matters.
They're going to need all the help they can get. I think that's the only chant that could have beaten out USA.
Oh, it's beautiful. A glorious thing. Thanks for coming out, Atlanta. We'll see you all weekend. It's going to be a great time. Back into the action here in paiN, taking on GamerLegion. Timeout comes to a close. Round 10. GamerLegion with a slight lead, and paiN, they want to fight for this round. Around the saved AK, one more bought up, 2 Galils, a Tech 9. And they'll try and batter down this GamerLegion defense once again.
Smokes outside.
A second body here this time with Snow. Piri is going to join up with him at the hip. Big Uzera and VSM over in lobby.
Hypex not spotting anything yet. There's Snacks, okay. Pair of headshots outside. Pyria and Snow both dead. Hypex patience pays off. Goes back in again. And the double dip also successful, leaving Safe outside 1v5. They know where he is. And GamerLegion not going to concede a player in this round.
Did Snacks see anything, or did he just shoot?
I don't know if he pushed through the side of the smoke.
Yeah, I know. We got into it late. That's a very Snacks thing to have happen. Double kill outside. The strategy ends before it even begins.
It looked like he was coming back into the smoke, so we'll see from his perspective. So yeah,
okay.
Just fades.
It was just popping.
Look at that luck as well. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Almost 3.
That's devastating. You never even get a crack at what you called in the round, and you invested so much in that. That's a buy that puts you on the back foot. Snacks just wrecks paiN and whatever game plan they had for the last 2 to 3 rounds of play in this half.
4 rounds on T side so far, and a chance for another towards the end of the half here, but GamerLegion going to be up to a 7-4 lead.
Spotted the head of Snacks over the top. Going to always be a difficult shot to hit. Snacks just too quick, and he wants more.
Yeah, much better from Snacks on the second map. Great to see him. He has such a quiet overpass, never really got into it. And one of the great things about GamerLegion as of late has been Snacks' resurgence individually. Oh yeah, giving us a bit of a show outside against the Pistols. And finally, a little bit too much to handle. But some confidence being picked up in a round like that.
Yeah, all good. Might lose an AK-47 for it, but not going to matter at the end of the day. One more round remaining in the half after this. GamerLegion's going to have a 3-round lead when all is said and done here in round 11. 7-4, and then we'll see if they can close the half with a really strong lead with a dominant stretch of rounds. They'll have won 5 of 6 as soon as this ends. And they outlasted that little mini run from the paiN offense, 3 rounds straight, rounds 3, 4, and 5. But from there, the GamerLegion defense snapped into place.
Oh, Big Uzera goes, and down he goes. 7-4 for GamerLegion. Last round of the first half of Nuke coming up. And money back for paiN. So AK's coming out. There's no AWP in sight for the T side, so Hypex will be unrivaled in that department.
Yeah, he hasn't had that the entire half, essentially. I've never really gone to pick it up. I never really prioritized it. It makes sense how slow things have been and how kind of like get into a position, and then they've been executing a lot into the upper bomb site. Op a little bit unwieldy in those scenarios. He'll certainly have it on the CT side. So Snacks and Hypex going outside for the moment. The op in position over towards Credit. Some pressure to apply at the upper bomb site early for paiN.
Just taking the time. The smokes deploy outside again. Snacks looking to be a real nuisance. But that is not the start GamerLegion would have hoped for. paiN stepping up, arriving in the kill feed again. PSM to dive down onto the top of main.
To play Rez did to great success against Liquid. Tried it again, it goes against him, and now the defense falling apart, but they line up.
Yeah, team kill in there. Big Azera dropping his own teammate, but VSM to step up and respond. He takes a lot of damage. He's down to 4 HP, but it's got to be PR and Hypex to win out this 2v3 if you want an 8th round here if you're GamerLegion. Hypex in the vents, 5-7 out. Oh, great quick headshot on Snow.
Hey, VSM feels trapped. VSM feels trapped with the bomb. He heard the steps of PR taking lobby, so he feels like someone's wrapping behind him. Excuse me, safe. Feels isolated with the bomb and alone.
VSM could alleviate that, but he steps into the open. PR sharp on that headshot. Great turnaround here from PR and Hypex, and PR will close it out. So GamerLegion showing up in the quarterfinal, but nowhere to be seen on Overpass, but on Nuke, they lead the way 8-4.
Well, we've got GamerLegion showing up now. Second half of Nuke set to begin, but that first half they really woke up after an overpass in which they got beat up across the map. Here on Nuke, they plant their feet and they stop paiN from grabbing any kind of advantage in this opening half on this second map. Now we switch sides. It's GamerLegion's offense. They're going to go up into the defense of paiN and Snax. Let's see what kind of masterclass he can call, because they want to force us to a third decider. They want to force us all the way to Inferno to bring a close to these quarterfinals. They got to win 5 rounds before we get there.
paiN winning both pistols on map 1. GamerLegion getting the first pistol of Nuke. Let's see if they can double up themselves. You've got Snow playing into his main, and Taliesin about to wrap around into the smoke. His teammates move outside. biguzero going to take contact, wins the first fight against Rez. First blood drawn, second blood will be a trade. Taliesin and PR are able to pull things back in their favor. So GamerLegion 4v3, fighting with Glocks outside, getting information on 2 of the remaining 3 players of paiN.
Yeah, now you know that. You know the bomb site's open as well. Yeah, you might have to deal with this play from heaven, but you've already got Taliesin inside the site. 1 for 1, and Snax can get the bomb planted safely.
Yeah, bomb going down. biguzero is coming up through secret now. They know he was last spotted there, and now they'll confirm he's still in that position. Safe just waiting at heaven, trying to jump, get some information, and just really send himself out into the fight, but it hasn't worked. So despite biguzero getting the opening frag of this pistol round, it'll be GamerLegion who end up winning both pistols here on Nuke.
Yeah, I think maybe a little bit too much of a reaction off that first contact and first kill from biguzero. The Pyria push in towards the hut pretty much immediately right out of the gate. They didn't realize that they didn't have the full picture of what was happening on the map, so the GamerLegion lurkers come right back into this round and snatch it away. Both pistols now for GamerLegion, and they're up 9-4 with economic advantage as well. Everything you'd need to close out this second map is there. Everything you need to force us to Inferno, GamerLegion has on their side at the moment.
Well, it's got to be a great force buy here for paiN. Double scouts coming out. You've got Safe and VSM rocking them. For Mars here for biguzero, Deagle for Pyria, 5-7 for Snow.
But this, I mean, this really feels like kind of the entire half, entire map, like kind of lends itself to this one. If you don't win this, you're gonna have a similar buy moving forward, or even less.
Well, a strong tag through the smoke. Snack's gonna be down to low HP. And Safe is still on the prowl outside, but not connecting any further shots just yet. But getting information, seeing heads cross towards secret.
Yeah, dangerous cross back against the fence with a wall that's very close up. And they're not going to like that smoke as it pops. They want nothing to do with it. Snax, the one who took the tag from that scout earlier, but now they're going to get funneled right back into the arms of Safe. They're going to have a decision to make. Do you want the battle moving forward where you know there's likely a stack on the other side of the smoke, or do you want to fall back and deal with the scout?
Minute on the clock. GamerLegion paused for the time being. biguzero making his play forward, clearing out lobby.
This is what hurt GamerLegion on Overpass, though, was these slow rounds that gave so much time to paiN to figure out what was happening and position themselves appropriately. And this is still taking a very long time. biguzero is almost wrapped all the way around through yard. You're no longer dealing with just the scout. biguzero's like, you can rotate. I'm actually going to get some free kills.
This is exactly what you were talking about, though. Like, this is the same as Pyria flanking them a monster. Getting in on the flank. biguzero and Safe chiming in kills here for paiN, and Safe then drops into the back of the site. 25 seconds left for GamerLegion to try and get in towards the site itself, but they take another tag on board. Safe goes out, he finishes off Hypex, he's being run down, but the bomb has spilled. And now you've got to try and come back into this if you're GamerLegion and fight on multiple fronts. 2 players at heaven. Yet to reveal both players up there, though. The plant will be coming through. Snow goes forward, nearly catching the perfect timing, but it will work out. Taliesin alone has to win it here for GamerLegion. VSM searching for him inside of hut, but Taliesin is quickly repositioned.
Yeah, he didn't realize he jumped away. He was looking inside the bomb site. That was a chance missed.
And VSM over the top. And relief more than anything for GamerLegion. Taliesin trying to fire up the crowd, but that's just a sigh of relief for GamerLegion that they pull that one off.
Oh, yeah, it is. That got very close, very sketchy, very disorganized. A great recovery, so GamerLegion could breathe a sigh of relief. And for paiN, that was an all-important round. You're sitting at 4-10, probably not feeling super motivated. You had such a great flank to buy. I mean, excuse me, great flank to kind of achieve that situation, that harassment as he comes around.
I mean, you're down on pistols again here, paiN, just as you were highlighting in the previous round. That felt so important for the half here for paiN Gaming, and it's heartbreaking how close it comes. But Towson has saved GamerLegion here and kept that dream of Inferno wide open. It just looks like we're going that.
And Rez has already made his way down secret. Who went fast? Okay, 5 on 4. Good shot from Big Uzera. He can drop down. Rez hasn't turned that corner yet. They know players cross. Rez was loud about it, so more players, more defenders coming down to defend the B bomb site in secret.
And you got Big Uzera has got the deagle out for a spin again, hoping he can get a second kill, but gonna be tough. He drops back into the side. There's 3 defenders here. Two defenders here. Rez has connected onto Big Uzera, and they know where VSM is.
They have a Molotov for this position as well, so they're going to burn him out. Taking their time. Oh,
are
missed.
They? Oh my god, he can actually just stay in the same position, and they know that. Sending nades in, they're going to be distracted, which sets up safe for a kill, but the 5-7 of Snow needs something, and it'll be nothing.
Tell you what, 2 kind of sketchy rounds, though, from GamerLegion. The previous one that they almost lost. This one had elements of a stack kind of shutting down their attack. Good for them to get away with the victory, again having to fight themselves out of a tough scenario. So paiN is going to pick up the weapon drop by Big Uzera's kill earlier. That's a free rifle moving forward. And at 4-11, paiN can't give away any of the gifts that they're able to find. That's a weapon that's going to be valuable.
Yeah, but regardless, they will get themselves up to 11 rounds here, GamerLegion. Even if it did look scrappy over the last 2. paiN, obviously, with his team not performing as well either, he hasn't been able to keep up that performance from Overpass.
No, both teams dominating the opposition on the other team's map pick.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, going into maps, and I mean, this one was a little bit more reasonable in terms of how the history of both these teams on the map. paiN having a bit of a new lineup with a couple players chopped and changed. Same with GamerLegion, 1 or 2 in.
All right, what do we got here?
What are we doing? Nice.
I just appreciate you didn't fake it.
True.
I'd rather you never fake it, Jason.
Yeah, the bar's low. Not big into that. Round 16, it's 11-4.
Last hurrah for paiN Gaming here on Nuke.
Oh my god.
Becoming a VSM. Okay, he's got himself the AUG out. He's taking it for a spin. He's under a lot of pressure now. He's called his teammate over. Safe gonna try and help him. And the AUG will chime in. So Snacks is gone, so is VSM. And Safe, has he got another one in him? You better believe he does. And he's actually landed that one too. Oh, he gets away with it. All right, style points for Safe as he holds down the ramp room.
Oh, if you're going to have a moment to ignite the team, it's not some kind of crazy clutch. It's not going to get you out of your seat, but a rock-solid performance from Safe shutting down the ramp attack. GamerLegion trying to end the map. It felt right there with an uppercut rush towards ramp room. And paiN was ready. So Snacks calling on the fly, vibe calling. Shut down, and now Rez is left in a tough situation with 4 players alive still for paiN too. If they capitalize on this, great job growing the money. And there goes Rez, found by Big Uzera. Safe gets paiN their 5th round on the board. And let's see if they can turn that into something worth talking about.
Step 1 for paiN. Long road back into it. But it begins with that first step. AK for Rez. The rest on either Glocks or a P250.
I like this as well from GamerLegion, the choice to just go for the Hero AK and Rez and not invest too much around it. You could have bought some Tech 9s, could have bought a Mac 10, made this interesting, see if you can steal a round away at the upper bomb site, but you have such a lead and you want to maximize the full buy rounds you have. So trying to have a round with a little bit of danger, but set yourselves up for the future.
Yeah, also makes it a lot more difficult for Rez, not having any support whatsoever. But let's see what he can do with just the brawn of the AK-47. And nothing is paiN held a good angle, spotting the legs early of Rez. The AK will fall into the hands of many players here on GamerLegion, eventually getting a kill, but it's the Glock of PR that has found success on paiN, who picks himself up a 3K. And PR left on low HP, caught by Safe's aggressive maneuver through the ramp room to close. And it's 11-6, so paiN Gaming with some life left in them yet. All right, here we go. Oh, that's pretty good.
That's not bad. The rarely seen crowd upgrade.
You don't usually see that.
You don't get that one too often. That's a new trend.
We've got 11-6, the scoreline. GamerLegion, that's what you were mentioning, you know, saving most of the money so they could get a buyout here, but it has left Rez without an AK. He's only got a deagle for the time being. Oh, Hypex. Important that he got that kill because he burns away instantly after. Let's say a trade, Hypex and Save go blow for blow. And the AWP falls into the hands of Snacks.
Yeah, he just wants to make sure nobody's going to be able to recover it, give it over to Rez.
Oh, who didn't have a gun, to be fair, at the start of this round. Just the deagle.
Fortunate thing is, off that kill, there's no one taking space outside for GamerLegion, so they're happy to leave it as a point of danger and go elsewhere. Towson might have a gift to walk right into his crosshair. VSM Shadow shows, still loses the fight, and PR goes 2 for 1. Double kill. Ramp is wide open.
Yeah, it's put them in the spot to try and get to map point here, GamerLegion. A 3v2 to close on. It's got to be a bigger Zero and Snow to pull this one off together.
And I mean, you're kind of isolated. There's no way to really join up and watch everything you would need to. So Snow is going to tuck himself behind the box.
He's worried about the wrong angle, though.
Yeah, he is. Easy kill for PR. That's the 3rd in the round for him. Upper bomb site overrun, and GamerLegion's offense gets them up to 12.
Yeah, Big Uzera stepping up from secret stairs, clearing out towards garage, but no one going to offer up their life here for GamerLegion. They want to make sure they stabilize, they keep 3 players up. They don't have a huge amount of cash either, so make sure your buy in the next round is as good as possible to ensure you a chance to close out a 13-6 win on Nuke.
And I think Big Uzera would have the knowledge as well that money's a little bit busted. So, I mean, if you grab any exit kills, if they try and evacuate outside 3 yard, Big Uzera can, even out of a victory, do a lot of damage to GamerLegion, but they go elsewhere.
Yeah, backing away safely all the way towards T-spawn. We'll carry those weapons over. Hypex will get his AWP back. Rez will go to the AK-47. But this is what you wanted to see from GamerLegion, right? You want to see PR and Towson actually getting into the games. You know, your rifling engine showing up at some point in this quarterfinal. It was so disappointing to see them play on the first map, but a big part of that, you have to say, was definitely the strong start. The paiN came out the gates absolutely swinging. They got some time to actually get into the game here. Both pistol rounds picked up from GamerLegion.
Yeah, we didn't see that rifling, the rifling engines come online on Overpass for GamerLegion because the individuals of paiN shut them down in the openings, you know, pretty much every single time. Those first steps, it felt like paiN was always winning them. The strength of GamerLegion on the first map was the Hypex clutches. Now you're starting to see those riflers provide some impact. Strong stands on the CT side, now here, able to find some picks and work themselves into good situations.
Yeah, and that's going to throw the confidence back into the mix here for GamerLegion as well when you come into the second map. You get banged out on Overpass, usually a comfortable affair for you guys. But you come into Nuke and you stabilize and you show, okay, this is the Counter-Strike we've been playing over the last while.
More of what we expected to see out of them today as well. Coming into this was shocking to see them a little bit flat, very quiet on Overpass.
Yeah.
So how many rounds are going to take for them to close it out? They got 6 chances to bring us to Inferno as a 3rd map decider in these quarterfinals.
Snacks sitting on 25 Kevlar right now. Keep eyes on that. Definitely have money to upgrade.
No one outside for GamerLegion. Safe looking for it. Little gap in the smoke caused by the break. Sees nothing. GamerLegion lined up like they want to hit the upper bomb site.
VSM once again. Back of the ramp. It's at a very quiet quarterfinal. And he's silenced again. Hypex to drop in. That's the opening at the ramp room. And you're going to see GamerLegion flood in. Losing such an important part of the map so early in the round is going to feel you spread thin if you're paiN. You've got a rotated player down lower.
Well, Snow's going to wait over towards control side. No indication yet that they're committing to this bomb site, but Snow has no backup whatsoever. There's the smoke to block his vision. There's utility in to find a safe, comfortable lower bomb site, get that bomb planted, and it'll be a 4-on-4 retake. Pyria wants to challenge towards Decon. Just be a nuisance for the moment. And right now, GamerLegion trying to have a conversation of how they want to handle this.
Yeah, plant being locked through. Bomb smacked down on the ground. It's got to be a fight for a retake just to stay alive a little bit longer. Snacks doesn't want this to happen, but he's gone down. It's Towson instead, toppling 2 and taking GamerLegion to Inferno. It's safe 1v3, the only player that can do anything about it, and he will be denied. GamerLegion bounce back, Hypex stands up. That's more like it from GamerLegion. They will see map 3. Georgia, you've been so loud, you seem to be so great throughout this one, so make some noise for map number 3. It's Inferno, and we hope it will deliver.
Pistol round is live. We're going clean if we're GamerLegion. No utility. Armor and pistols across the board. On the other side, paiN, they've got tons of nades. Everyone's got nades. They've got so many options, but GamerLegion's going to push right down the throat.
Yeah, Rez goes in. Oh, yeah, that's a good start. We've been waiting for Rez to show up in this quarterfinal to the level that we've seen from him recently, and this is more like it. Rez running down mid, 3 kills picked up in this pistol, and GamerLegion have picked up where they left off over on Nuke.
Damn, well, that's a statement in the pistol round. GamerLegion not going to sit back on their heels, setting the tone early. A very strong mid push powered by Rez. paiN had no chance. They brought 4 players into that with nades, and all of them get taken down. They don't get to use any of it. Never spotting the push. This comes in so fast before they can even react.
And we talked about how paiN couldn't get into the game over on Nuke because they lost both pistol rounds. They didn't have those strong starts that they had on Overpass, which seemed to prove so important for them. Well, now we've got to do the hard part again here on Inferno. You're going to be starting slow on T side. Most of the heavy lifting needs to be done, obviously, in these gun rounds that are coming up. But this gives GamerLegion a 2-0 start.
Yeah, nice way to kick things off and see if you can build up a little bit of money. Now on Nuke, they kind of had a hiccup, right? They lost 3 players in this round, made the buys a little sketchy. Took a while for that CT side to get the economy back up, but here on Inferno, it's looking like they're having no issues whatsoever.
I mean, on Nuke, we started talking about how PR and Towson showed up, right? 2 of the riflers you really want to see perform. If you add Rez into the mix for this third map, then obviously GamerLegion go up a level. You got very strong looking defense.
Especially when you consider, you know, like, that third rifle into the mix would be something incredible, but especially when you consider Overpass, the first map of this series, one of the great strengths of paiN was individually, they were stronger, they were better, they were sharper. That all switched on Overpass. Everything kind of changed. Now it feels like GamerLegion individuals have hit a level, and paiN has sort of faded away. Seen GamerLegion play this map twice at this event. Against Sinners, a 13-9 win. Against Na'Vi, a 4-13 loss. paiN, on the other hand, haven't had to play this map this week. This is their first time in some time that they'll be seeing Inferno. Guns are out. AK-47s for everyone on paiN. Early utility exchange in Banana. Looks like the defense, they're going to challenge at least for the top portion of it. Snow spots the jump, not sure about the push. There it is, counter flash is just better. And paiN take a 1-man advantage, 5 on 4.
Yeah, take a lot of damage, but holding the extra player for the time being here for paiN.
Yeah, they're very far back. I mean, happy to take this man advantage, though, and start moving into the mid-round. Utility to take bracket control. Left side mid smoked off. Molotov to force back any defenders. Towson just standing behind it, but not forced too far away. Snacks, the point man on this B defense.
Big Uzera burning. Further damage done.
Look at the read from GamerLegion. Snacks is going to go confirm it as well. Flashbang is out. Good fire from Snow.
Yeah, second kill, though, for paiN Gaming. So you may have the read, you may know what's coming at you, but handling it is a whole different ball game.
You won't expect 2 more defenders behind Snacks here. You thought maybe that's the second player, but Rez has arrived and Hypex is here.
Well, Rez out in new box, Hypex behind smoke, so it has to be Rez out first. Takes that kill on safe. Not going to be found, though. He's 29 HP, eventually removed. Hypex sending shots down through that smoke. Couple low HP players, but that bomb plant not denied. It will go down, and paiN Gaming now have a post plant in which they have a player advantage.
Yeah, but low HP, unconfirmed, unfortunately. But if Towson can find some clean looks, you might be able to get a quick double.
Now you want some utility to force them out of these positions, but they've only got a single flash, right? You can't even block Banana. So this is a strong paiN setup in the post plant, having 3 players in a triangle of death.
Yeah, and they didn't give any peeks. Towson was given some footsteps, Tried to bait somebody out with the flashbang usage, but nobody actually peeked with it. Big Uzer and Snow stayed tucked in. 1 kill on the exit. And GamerLegion is going to be happy to sink away after that to keep the 2 M4s in hand. First round for paiN on the board here on Inferno.
Yeah, Big Uzer dodges the bomb blast. Only a single player survives in this round for paiN, but they'll be happy to get the round on the board. But that damage is more important than you might think at first, because there's not a huge amount of money here for paiN, so it's not like you can die to the bomb and immediately reinvest in absolutely everything you want. You're going to take some hits. You're going to have to go to Galil's to get some extra utility.
Yeah, we're in that phase of the game where both teams are trying to be the first ones to settle things down and get comfortable with the situation that they're in. This round means everything to both squads.
I mean, GamerLegion definitely in the better spot when it comes to the buy here. They've got the AWP out. Everybody's got a premium rifle and plenty of utility.
Yeah, 2 kits as well for the CT side. GamerLegion not in a bad place. Big Uzer, VSM are moving up the middle of the map very quickly without slowing down. towson wants to get aggressive behind the Molotov.
Yeah, this has worked out well because paiN falls off the ledge. towson gets into a position where that Molotov thought it cleared it out. But towson and Hypex open things up here for GamerLegion. Damage done to Snow. And hard to see a world in which paiN Gaming now pull this back.
Yeah, it feels like too easy of a kill to give away if you're Big Uzer. I think trying to spam through the smoke to catch the player retreating, but meets the AWP on the other side as he blows a hole in the smoke. And now all that you have left if you're VSM Snow and safe is this hit towards the B bomb site. See if you can get lucky.
We got PR sliding into the site. Going to be played over towards the darkness. Safe, jumping, sound cue made, going in towards CT spawn. Snacks is going to move out, but he's got that information over to his teammates who are ready for that CT fight.
Yeah, this is where you back away. This is where VSM and Snow save. There's really no more success you can have here. VSM got that calm just a little bit too late as Snow steps out of the angle.
Yeah, you're going to have 35 seconds here alone if you're Snow. He's not running away. He's staying committed towards the site. They know next round is going to be a low buy regardless, so Snow give it a go, and he will die at the hand of PR. So no falling back, no saving, and paiN Gaming's money reset.
Yeah, GamerLegion looking rock solid at the start. Took that 1 round loss, that little hiccup, but this is a very strong victory in response to it.
Yeah, it should be a 4-1 lead off the back of it. This is a great move from towson because that Molotov goes in. You think it's clear. You don't expect towson to be in this spot, but he found a little bit of sanctuary, and just being in that area so quickly after the flames fade away, you just get surprised if you're paiN.
Important to note as well, he missed the jump when the Molotov was still burning, so had to come back to it. So his own mistake caused his death. We'll give it to him. towson going to be chilling at top middle. He's here with Rez and Hypex on rap side.
Yeah, paiN going to play with just the deagle, so that's the only thing worth talking about in the round for paiN, and even that is not going to lead to anything magical, you would imagine. So 4-1 up for GamerLegion. There is a world in which this just is another one-sided victory in favor of GamerLegion. If you're paiN and you win the first map 13-6 on GamerLegion's map pick, to me it felt like the job needed to be done on map 2, right? The fact you get that start and then you come into Nuke. But the way they lost that second map is really disappointing, and it's tough to see how they're going to get back into the series now, especially with the start that GamerLegion are having on Inferno.
Well, GamerLegion right now are playing a game of Counter-Strike where it feels like they're not taking a whole lot of risks, right? Like they're kind of staying far back. They had that mid-push in the pistol round, but in these gun rounds, staying far back, not doing anything too crazy. I think they're in a position where they're like, all right, paiN, show us that you can take the initiative, you can be the ones to make the move, that your T side can break down the defense, and we'll see if we have to switch things up. But they're really happy to just play kind of pretty basic Counter-Strike and come out on top. Hypex gonna get challenged here. Snaps up to Big Uzer on the boost. Spots a few more. Uh-oh.
Oh, VSM's deagles erupted. Hypex and Snacks both dead. That opens up the B site. More pressure on the sole defender in PR.
Yeah, and actually, Rez and towson are frozen right now. They have no response to this. They don't know if it's going to finish. PR's saying they're all here, so it's all on you. 1v3.
Yeah, he shrouds himself in darkness. PR with the AK is the light for GamerLegion. Alleviating everything with a 3K. They march to their deaths inside of the B-bomb site. And the 4-1 lead is there. So the pistols, they break open. There's a chance thanks to VSM, but in reality, it comes crashing down upon them.
Yeah, put them in a dangerous situation as well, where they weren't sure exactly how to handle things. If they should push down middle, deal with CT spawn. Right between the wickets.
This is VSM making that deagle work. Great shots. Well, flashes of what VSM is capable of. Hasn't shown it in this series yet, but there's a little glimpses of what we know he can do.
Yeah, and it's not without impact either, right? Limit the money of GamerLegion. Keep them as low as humanly possible for when you can start building some momentum. paiN's still looking for an initial recipe for success on these Inferno rounds. No banana control, no banana presence this time. And because of that, Hypex is going to take a deeper angle.
Hypex waits, Pete comes in. That shot goes between the legs. Minute left on the clock, utility being thrown in towards the A site. The long smoke is just faded. They toss one out to cover off the front of library, but there's a push coming in. Rez taking the risk, stepping in front of it for information, and then falls back when he sees no one progressing.
That's a brutal lug shot to take. Snow brought down to 20 HP, and he's the guy who wants to be aggressive to start taking some space and be aggressive and assertive towards the B bomb site up banana. But with that limited HP, VSM's got to slide into the role. Pyria and Safe coming back to join him with the bomb, so Big Uzera is going to try and be a fake, a nuisance, a lurk to wrap through CT spawn on the tail end.
Yeah, we'll see if they even need a rotation or if this defense is going to be strong enough. Big Uzera has been spotted.
I don't think he realizes it either.
Look how rapidly Rez is communicating that. Big Uzera looking towards library. Rez is so ready. Big Uzera dead. Now the defenses are freed up on this B bomb site, readied. But it's Hypex missing a shot, and they flood into the site, so the plant is coming through. Gonna try and deny it. Is PR through the smoke? He's got two! Pyria and Safe both dead. Bomb is planted, but VSM and Snow are now in a 2v4, and Snacks comes up through banana. It's all on VSM. We speak of potential, but no chance to show it here. It's gonna be around for GamerLegion, 5-1 up, and PR is handling business on this B site.
Yeah, I mean, just rock solid from GamerLegion. In this round, only losing to one player as well. Like, paiN just cannot find the kills. Hypex was left alone in the B bomb site. This play from PR is a thing of beauty. I was surprised they didn't have more presence inside the site, considering it felt like they knew what was coming. But dropping the Molotov, spamming them down, obviously does the job great. And that turns it into an easy retake, as there's no position safe for the paiN players inside the bomb site, and you force them into a timeout.
Oh, there's just not enough money to get a good buyout again here. It's such a rough situation in this first half for paiN. They're in such a deep hole they've got to pull themselves out of.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it feels like at the moment the economy is the least of their worries. Having so many issues tactically, not able to find ways to challenge and aggress the B bomb site earlier. Haven't been able to really push up banana and get any of those fights, find an opening kill. Snow or VSM and banana at the start of rounds. Up mid hasn't really worked for you.
We got to find an NA player of sorts, I suppose, coming into the playoffs here in Atlanta.
You know what, Snacks is one of the ones I take as well. I'm with you.
He plays with that entertaining style. And we've got Hypex going down into the peak at mid. Got a little bit of a charge up with paiN sending players in the second middle, marching towards A. But taking a pause now as they want to set players up into the balcony, into the apartments. Snow among them. And Towson was peeking early for information, but drops back to play from balcony, keeping some range against what is likely to be lower tier weapons.
Yeah, we know in these rounds, popular strategy, get a few of the Tech 9s and Mac 10s up in halls and do a halls pop. It almost feels like paiN is playing with that idea at the moment. Gonna show some utility as if it will be a halls pop, but most of the force is gonna be coming up lane.
Yeah, well, they're all coming up short now. Towson spraying away, taking a while, but not getting anything. Rez has to help his AWPer inside of the site. Gives time for Hypex to ready himself, but it has to be Rez, and he's done well. He's got himself 3 kills in that defense. A 10-2 scoreline right now from Rez. But now Snow left alone, and the push is coming forward, but he got that info just in time. And they fall away, so a 2v1. Snow doesn't have the information of the second player. And he uses a smoke perfectly to block out longside again. But Snow feels paranoid. He feels claustrophobic inside of the site, going out into the open. Side of the smoke, sideline Snacks, and now Snow against PR. And PR's been so great on Inferno so far, but Snow has to win it, and he does. They needed someone to show up, and it's Snow that lands on top.
They picked up this guy to be someone who come create moments like that, win moments for you. The talent he showed as a young kid inside the Brazilian scene. It's taken a long time to get some of it realized. That's a lovely clutch at a critical moment
Yeah, you need to make this the turning point, though, right? That has to be the catalyst that gets this first half underway.
I'll tell you what, Snacks really foreshadowed this play, though. Showed exactly what he wanted, what was exactly on his mind. That second smoke created him another avenue, but Snow used it back in his favor. Used it against Snacks, knowing what was coming.
Well, Clutch is going to fire paiN up, but can they run with it now? An AWP for safe. AK's out among the rest. Plenty of utility. And you see how quick that timeout comes in as well from GamerLegion when they lose that clutch. They want to make sure they stifle this before it even gets going.
Yeah, money's in an odd place for them, so certainly don't want to deal with the consequences of losing 2 in a row. And if you're paiN, you got to feel like that's the moment. This is the one you have to seize. Combine rounds together, potentially break the money. Find yourself an easy avenue back in to competing for this third map.
Hypex waits at top middle. I'll block it with the smoke. Oh, I like this from paiN. Getting into the smoke. Look at it burst through. Hypex is in a position where he's going to get overwhelmed. If he's not careful, if he doesn't have help, and that's exactly what he's got. Reds makes sure that the trades come in, and he doubles up from the same spot. Now Pyria to walk out a boiler, but Rez is not moved. Rez is ready, and Rez has got the rest. And so there is no chance to build upon the clutch of Snow. Safe marches off to save his AWP, and Rez has answered immediately. A 13-2 performance from Rez on Inferno, and it's 6-2 lead right now for GamerLegion.
Yeah, that round was all decided. That is a strategy called to just say we might win it on this play, but when they're combined, when there's a crossfire up top, so much attention towards the op and Hypex understandably, and Rez just doubles you up. He's been brutal, destroying paiN throughout this map. Good adjustment for Hypex. Second flash is perfect, and Rez first takes down the player meant to eliminate him. VSM can't get it done, so Rez is able to have a double up, easy double kill.
The safe ult still in play, still intact. But it must be the shining light of the round if anything is to happen here for paiN. Hypex waiting at top middle, a challenge coming his way. Flashes up, so Hypex will fall off the angle.
That was fast off the flash. He's locked in.
Goes out. Look at that. PR catches safe back turn. That's the AWP gone. It falls to Biguzera instead.
You assume there's going to be some safety there when you show the AWP having that angle, so that's quite a risk for PR, but obviously comes out on top.
Yeah, now you've got Hypex, who's had all the time in the world to reposition back into the library.
Biguzera might feel like he needs to overextend, be overly aggressive with this AWP to make a play to create the opening for his team, so Hypex might get a chance.
See if they can bait out the shot here so they can get past the angle. Hypex is going to start throwing some utility down, trying to heat things up. Biguzera does get into the flames. He takes the risk, but he's not able to capitalize.
Yeah, but he's out. He actually has Hypex pinned down, who's not going to want to peek again.
Right. It goes again anyway. Good flash from Rez again, supporting not only with kills, but with utility. Rez is delivering impact, but he's gone now. Pyria's dropped it. Pyria's got another, but Hypex still here, still a threat, but a missed shot as they run right past him. He has to deliver something, but it's missed shot after missed shot, and relies upon the rifles to help him and bail him out. But they will be that. GamerLegion hold on.
We mentioned it's a different team when the riflers show up for GamerLegion. We've talked a lot about Rez. Now PR arriving in the exact perfect moment because Hypex is about to get overrun. He's got no real options with that AWP in this scenario until PR buys him that extra time. GamerLegion starting to fire on all cylinders. It's a 7-2 lead, 5 rounds ahead of paiN.
Full control right now, GamerLegion.
We still haven't seen paiN ever like work up the motivation to go challenge for Banana with any sort of aggressive nature, hyper aggressive. Like no one's trying to scale towards half wall. No one's trying to turn the corner and pressure these B defenders.
Well, it seems like GamerLegion think this might be the round because they positioned Hypex over here for the opening.
They're looking for that changeup. This is the second or third time we've seen him start here in this position. So, I mean, they're looking for that moment when paiN decide to actually aggressively take Banana, but it's not coming.
Yeah, the game plan very much about avoiding it, looking towards A. Even after that Snow clutch, right? The idea in the follow-up rounds to try and burst through the top mid smokes. It's not been working here for paiN Gaming, and Snow getting taken down. You got Towson with an easy kill towards Pyria. None of these kills being challenged back from paiN, so it's a shutdown for GamerLegion, making it look easy. And Big Uzera, the only player left, has to try and clutch up. Now, he has actually done very well to get this into a 1v2 all of a sudden. So Big Uzera out of nowhere. And can it be another clutch on the site?
He's going to be trapped inside the bomb site. Nowhere he can go. Hypex has him locked in.
Well, he knows. It's either he goes big or they go home. Inside of the site. Worried about the short push coming in. Big Uzera. Crosshair chopping and changing, trying to catch the right timing, but he knows he's cowered in the corner. He has no idea where they are, nowhere to hide, nowhere to run, and Hypex takes him down on the first chance. It's a nice try from Big Uzera, 3 great kills on the site, but in the end, it's GamerLegion pushing themselves up to 8 rounds and looking to push paiN out of the competition.
Yeah, it was all desperation. It is nice to make that doable and a good look to get those couple of kills to put yourself in a 1v2, but it's starting to get sloppy and disorganized from the paiN side. Going down, losing 2 players before the execute even begins. And there's no chance of its success at that point.
And it's sad to see. I mean, we were so positive about paiN coming into the tournament, right? But it seems like they've lost control of it now.
It almost feels like they might have done one of the classic where it almost feels like they prepped so hard for Overpass to look so good there, to understand what GamerLegion was doing, knowing it was going to be a pick, that the other maps maybe didn't get as much love or don't have as much focus and game plan built into them, specifically for this matchup. Either way.
Also helped that Puria was having a
life
monster game, yeah, on
too.
that first map. He has not been able to keep that up, obviously.
Yeah, without that life game, it feels like there's been very little production on this T side. Only 2 opening kills in the 10 rounds of play on Inferno so far. 1 from Snow, 1 from Puria.
8-2 lead for GamerLegion. paiN have to win the next 2 rounds here, otherwise this is done.
Yeah, they need some room to work with in the second half, don't they? Let's see what they can get. Snow gets
banana look.
Yeah, but still not super aggressive about it. Counter utility is going to force the defense back immediately, not wanting to mess. Here we go.
Yeah, through the fire though, they're going to be slowed down. So good responsive utility for GamerLegion. Keeps paiN back for now.
Oh, that's a huge nade on a Snow's position. Down to 18 health.
Yeah, further utility about to fly through the sky as well. We got PR stepping out, clearing top cart. And all that banana control you fought for if you paiN has been taken right back by GamerLegion. And Snow very, very low. At least some shots being sent back to PR.
Yeah, PR might have to switch positions with Rez, right? With his low health, so okay. Looking for a little play through the smoke. A boost up over the top, Snacks. Looking for anything. And paiN's on the other side, just tucked against the wall, barely missing the information.
Oh, Snacks, here they go, out into the open. Snacks has taken 2. Of course he has. Bomb spills, 30 seconds left.
PR's very low inside the bomb site. He has not really any kind of resistance to speak about.
PR earlier in the half delivered a big 3K from here against Pistols, but this time against the Rifles, but they don't check him! And that was a free kill. PR is very disappointed and frustrated about that, but Hypex at least getting 1 kill back. You've got VSM on 12 HP. This retake extremely doable. We'll see GamerLegion's banana fight. This is everything for Puria, not to give up his life. Do not leave VSM alone on 12 HP. Puria taking damage, but not the kill. Still trying to fight Towson, still trying to win this fight,
What?
and he's picked it up.
Why?
VSM's got the headshot, and all of a sudden it's Rez alone. He's got the 1v1 though, and now he's on the stick. Rez has held it
all day.
all the way. Rez has stolen it away from paiN, and surely that is it.
He's got to be getting the call from Towson saying he's low, he's done damage, low HP, red and banana. And Rez takes that information and say he's going to want to play the second one. He's not going to swing here with this HP, too early in the bomb timer for it.
Okay, Rez, he's just having a great game right now, 14-4. Clutches like that, yeah, Towson jumping up.
The jump was a little crazy. Wanted some information. I think just swing for the fight in that kind of scenario. Both players running low on ammunition.
That should end it, really. That defuse from Rez should cut this short for paiN. Nades down banana. Big Uzera getting battered. Down to 52 health. You get a PR up on the half wall. VSM's ready for it this time. You can't try that 2 rounds in a row. Snacks got a double from it in the last one. PR going to be punished. Snax trying to fight, at least getting one kill here, but a lot weaker on the defense for GamerLegion. That B side is wide open now.
Yeah, there wasn't the time to shift a third player over, so now those losses are really, really painful. Defense arriving just now, but they've already made their way into the site. Extra damage with utility.
Yeah, Big Azera barely alive. 5 HP left on Big Azera.
GamerLegion's been good in these scenarios.
Yeah, they have been. Utility going to come in as well. Try and make that plant a little more difficult, but Safe has just enough health to make it possible. But this time on the retake, they've got some util, right? They can isolate the banana player, throw in the smoke in, but they're getting blocked at CT, so the utility comes in at the right time for paiN.
Yeah, they're just going to have to pick this up, I think, and stream out relatively quickly. Can't wait for these smokes to fade. You do have kits, and here comes the retake.
Yeah, well, forcing Snow to take an open fight, but he's found some cover. Good movement from Snow to stay alive in it. And a third round is going to be squeezed out from paiN. It doesn't look like it's going to be enough. GamerLegion definitely in the position to move through this quarterfinal.
Legacy awaits in the semifinal, the winner of this quarterfinal that will meet them tomorrow. Currently watching their countrymen struggle and labor through this series. A good map one, but disappeared on Nuke and haven't yet found themselves on Inferno. One final round they managed to scrape together right at the tail end of the first half to give themselves what breathing room they can, but it's backs against the wall for paiN facing elimination 3-9, and a huge comeback required as they switch onto the defensive side of Inferno.
It's tough to see a world in which this is going to happen for paiN. A positive start to the tournament, but looking to be a disappointing end. towson waiting at the barrels for that first peek. biguzera will provide it, but no headshot from either player.
Just a little bit of information as GamerLegion slowly creeps along the map a default spread. Seeing what they can find, seeing what information they can glean from whatever setups paiN is playing. And they're going to fight for this banana control as well. They see the two players. Flashbang is held by VSM over at Coffins. They'll activate shortly, as soon as they sense GamerLegion turning the corner.
biguzera going into the peak and then falling back again. They've got the info. They know they're coming, but you have to unleash kills, and Snow can't do it. Rez takes him away. Opening kill here for GamerLegion.
Oh my lord,
Look at this.
Yeah, and this is gonna, I'll be surprised if they execute off this. I almost feel like if you wait a little bit longer, you can buy time for PR. He's found the lurker, landing the shots, not getting the kill. Will find it.
Yeah, finally PR made a meal of it, but eventually takes it. So will Snax. Hypex has killed his own in-game leader, and then biguzera's got away with one.
It's a
problem. Flank up through Banana because look, it's Safe coming in a little bit late. biguzera has done enough to keep his team in this, but Safe is the man that looks like he's gonna win it, and then Hypex spins. Fakes the plant, pulls him in. And another clutch for Hypex! Yeah, another one for him, and look at the attitude when he wins them.
Deja vu back to map 1. He was clutching all over the place on Overpass. That was the only shining light. He gets another one here on the pistol.
It has shades of that Overpass clutch too, right? Where he catches the headshot just as biguzera is jumping back around the corner.
biguzera doesn't want the fight. He wants to see if he's sticking the plant. What a disgustingly fast shot from Hypex.
Let's see it again. Yeah, yeah, he was just about to get around that corner. And that might just be the final nail getting hammered into this coffin. paiN Gaming going for a force buy.
You have to. But it's on the wrong side of the map. They have an aggressive force buy. They want to stack Banana to take advantage of any presence there. With no one home, they're going to pick up the paces. Now, this has been an issue for GamerLegion, taking too long for their tactics to come to fruition. But they might speed this up. They're not doing anything else on the map. You might as well just go now. And Snax is going to find this push.
Yeah, he's got the information. At least he'll call that over to his teammates. Hypex will adjust himself, but they're losing members rapidly. Rez at least sending a shot back. But GamerLegion are going to get funneled out through the balcony, but plenty of players ready to meet them. It's got to be Rez, who's in a stronger spot inside a pit, but he gets overrun. VSM gets to the side and sidelines Rez. And an nade will land upon his head, but it's not going to be enough to drop him. So once again, you ask Hypex to deliver for GamerLegion.
The bomb is dropped in pit, though, so they have to finish here. They have to win these fights.
Yeah, but at least that kill will even things out. towson and Hypex trying to bring down VSM and biguzera.
Must-win clutch for paiN.
Lose this, and you should be out of Atlanta. VSM waits in the smoke. No, oh, he's about to peek. He's given the peek, but towson can't take the kill. So once again, Hypex in the clutch. There's no way, surely no way, not this one. It's gonna be so tough to force them into fights. The first chance, waiting for the peek out from the pit. He knows the positions, he just can't get into the engagements he's looking for. So paiN Gaming with a force bite keeps them in it.
That's a spectacular round. I mean, a great push down Banana. Snax gets caught completely off guard. Those are things that have worked for you in the past, back on map 1, even a little bit on Nuke. It's the shot with the scout that really seals that into a dangerous round, picking one off just as they jump out of the halls. That's a thing of beauty. By the skin of their teeth, paiN survive. Force a second timeout out of GamerLegion to talk things over. A 10-4 advantage. But paiN has thrown a spanner in the works. Now you got to be concerned about a comeback. Much more within striking distance now that the guns and the money has been taken away. But GamerLegion look to challenge here again in round 15. Buy up everything they can, fully invested. You've got a Galil on towson. Pistols and armor on the rest of the players. Very light on utility, so GamerLegion's decision in this round is going to rely a lot on what this Galil can provide. Then they can't create opportunities for it.
Yeah, you don't often say hero Galil, do you? So
I'm actually surprised they're buying here, but Gonna have to save in the next one is their line of thinking with the losing bonus the way it is.
Well, let's see if they can surprise you again. Maybe do something with this. For paiN, they've got Snow all the way down Banana. He'll play at the logs. At least getting him into a good enough spot to kick off the round. GamerLegion starting to move out through top mid. Snack's going to be taken down through the smoke.
And there's really nothing you can do, which is part of the reason why I'm scratching my head. I don't think there's any kind of significant game plan you're going to fashion with this buy and 2 smokes the whole time. Haven't even used the utility yet. You're relying to get a kill or 2 first before you put those smokes into place.
Yeah, under a minute left. Safe is going to get flashed into the peak. He even eats a bit of that flashbang himself. So GamerLegion have the angle. Safe again getting caught by the flashbang, but just trying to fend them off, and he's doing a decent job at that until traded by Towson. Here's the flank from Snow. He got that early position, but even that's now being detected. But what can you actually do with 30 seconds left? GamerLegion start to move in. Pyria still with a strong position in pit. VSM's headshot rings out. Pyria uses the distraction to be effective in cleaning up the rest. And the MP9 rings out, makes some money, and a 5th round here for paiN Gaming.
Yeah, now we'll see. Now we'll just see a full-blown save for the GamerLegion side of things, and the problem now is that the gap is going to close even further. So we're looking at the likelihood of 6 to 10 for paiN going into the next buy round of GamerLegion, and all of a sudden that little, I'm not going to say it's here yet, but that potential for a comeback just grows. They're going to be within striking distance very, very soon.
Yeah, 1 flashbang, that's all you've got here to work with for GamerLegion. So the 6th round for paiN coming up in no time. Snow has a chance to melt them here. He's got the FAMAS out, the Galil for Snow, only the 1. How have the Glocks taken down both of the rifles? And now they've got the weapons available. That 1 flashbang has proven very effective, and now the bomb plant's coming in.
Oh, it shouldn't be possible. Good kill from Safe.
He's got the rifle though. Snacks picked up the Galil.
Yeah, but what do? You have no armor if you're PR and Snacks. They've got utility, and they've got a man advantage. So at some point, you're going to have to get aggressive and put a stop to this. Just lying in wait, waiting for the turn of the corner.
You can't lose this, paiN. Smoke's too deep though. PR can actually play in front of it. Snacks is ready. First headshot's in, but the 2 kills come through. And paiN, a sigh of relief. That round comes way too close. There should never be a world in which GamerLegion even have a chance to win that round.
But it's a huge benefit that you win against that force buy early, or that you're able to pick up and upgrade a couple weapons, because that's going to help you sustain the 3 losses that you just took. The rebuys aren't going to nearly be as painful for paiN. They're within 4 rounds. How does Snacks want to open up the gun rounds on this T side, on this offense, in this campaign to close out the quarterfinals in Atlanta? Safe is going to have the AWP for this CT side. Looks like he wants to bring it towards Banana to start. There we go. Opening kill. Hunts it down. Great work from Safe. 5-on-4 provided.
What's the response from GamerLegion? You've got PR who's pushed up behind that top mid smoke. No presence in Banana, thanks to the early success of paiN's Opera in Safe. So GamerLegion only filtering in now.
And they're following this up very casual. Snacks is like, yeah, he probably fell back. So a little bit of utility. You'd love to find an equalizing kill, but Safe is relocated.
Minute 5. That's all that's left in the round. GamerLegion starting to get into position in Banana. Could be set piece here coming up.
Yeah, and I mean, clearing out brackets if you're Safe right now is perfect while that smoke is up, so you can actually send VSM on the rotation. He's sliding through CT spawn right now, going to join up with this B bomb site on defense. So 3 players here. 4 players to attack into it. GamerLegion had some sick executes and utility at the previous 2 maps.
Well, they need another one here. They're going up against 3 defenders.
35 seconds.
More utility being saved until this crucial point for paiN. The fire will fade, and here come GamerLegion. Attacking into the site. VSM swings to the smoke. The trade is in after 1. It's got to be Snow. He unleashes 1. Snacks taking down Big Ozero without much much of a fight, and GamerLegion are into this 2v2.
Up on the flank, Snax has a big role to play here. Safe gonna start turning the corner, off angle for Snax. Oh, drilled.
Yeah, now it's Hypex. He's been clutch all day long, but he walks right through the smoke into Pyria, and paiN can start to believe. They're starting to do this one step at a time. Still a while to go, still 3 rounds back, but they're winning the important ones, keeping themselves in it. And it's not a great purchase coming up here for GamerLegion.
Oh, but this is probably the best paiN has felt since Overpass, right? You haven't had that feeling like you're in control, like you're coming back, like you're able to string rounds together. Nuke was a complete blowout. First half on Inferno had nothing positive for you to take away. Finally now, starting to see this side build up some confidence and some faith they can come back in this match. And this is when the Brazilian teams get the most dangerous, is when you start getting them rolling, start getting that momentum. And in between rounds, when they're hyping each other up, they just get stronger and stronger.
Yeah, yet to see like a truly convincing round victory though. It's always touch and go. It's always down to the wire. Even the Glock round, man, like even that round felt a little dangerous. So yes, paiN are winning the rounds, but they need to start showing a little bit of a stronger setup on the CT side. They need to be a bit more convincing about it if they truly are going to come back all the way.
Well, thankfully, they got plenty of money to sustain any losses they would take. PR's knocking on the door of Halls. Flashbang is out, simulating a Halls pop.
Yeah, Safe at the ready. Good shot. He gets the info on the second player, too, and Safe isn't falling back. In fact, he steps out into the open looking for a further kill.
What a great first event it's been for Safe in this paiN jersey.
Good to see him back on the server. GamerLegion want to send him home, though. Here they come, coming in towards the A side. The flank is coming in as well from Talsin. He's joining, he's coming back from Banana, he'll join up. So there's more extra players now available for GamerLegion's attack as they get ready for their final maneuver. You've got Safe, who's at the ready, looking for the peek in, but Big Uzera, Pyria, and Safe all combined together to bring a stop to this attack from GamerLegion. There will be no way through as the CTs hold on, and now the gap is just 2 rounds.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at the difference. Now they're starting to get hyped up. Now there's energy going and flowing through the paiN side of things. GamerLegion looking forlorn after each and every loss they've taken.
And that is now the convincing round we were looking for, right, from paiN. The round where they actually put a stop to GamerLegion before they even find themselves in a competitive position.
Convincing round, and all of a sudden it feels like GamerLegion's playing a little bit tentative, right? They're sliding into these positions, they're waiting for the peaks, but there's really no aggression, really no pressure being applied. They're hoping that paiN is going to give something to them, but at this point during this timeout, someone from GamerLegion is going to have to realize they're going to have to go and take these if they want this win. paiN clawing themselves back into this series. 5 rounds in a row for the defense.
Yeah, this felt over. It felt completely over. paiN looked so flat, like there was no one showing up, no shining light to look towards to get you out of this pit of despair. But all of a sudden, paiN have turned on.
And it's been Safe. His alt play was the one that started this streak. Had some lovely rounds.
Well, after the timeout, GamerLegion have decided to invest a little, save a lot, and buy into the next one. But how can they perform with Tech9? Some speed is in the mix. They're running him down, putting pressure on that very man that has got them back into it. Safe is down for paiN, and all of a sudden, this round feels wide open. Pyria trying to shut it. PR through with a deagle. Pyria dead. And overrun, and GamerLegion coming in with a swinging play towards this A site.
Right.
The weaker weapons have been upgraded, and 11 rounds loom.
Cranking the aggression up to 11. That's wild change of pace. paiN never saw it coming. And Safe forced all the way back into CT spawn, caught off guard with nade in hand, and you can't even go for this retake.
Of course it comes in a round like this, where you talk about Safe being the impact player, the reliable force for paiN, and the way you deal with him is just overwhelming him, forcing him back into the archway. Pistols running him down, taking away that AWP.
I love that call out of the timeout. I was just mentioning, it feels like GamerLegion just gone so tentative. That nade coming in, that's actually going to do good work, and there goes one.
PR just, well, that's it. That's the round
that's
for me.
it for
I'm just going to relax for a second. But yeah, I mean, it's great for GamerLegion in terms of the economic decision, right? Because the fact that you know you're getting a good buy in the next round allows you to take more risks in this round.
And also, I think this had to have been one from the coach probably when he's noticing similar, I'm assuming, to what I did of the tentative nature. And when you call a round like this, you take that tentative decision-making out of the player's hands. Everyone knows if you're going for a fast attack like that, ain't nobody lets go at W. Nobody slows down. Everyone moves forward for the next fight. So you take the decision-making away from the players who are probably feeling some of the pressure of this comeback, some of the nerves of being able to make it into the semifinal, and you remove that from the equation.
And now Rix needs to get on the mic one last time. All the timeouts burned, as paiN somehow need to discover themselves once again.
And who will it be this time? If Safe ignited them in this half to get the comeback started, who's going to be there for him to help it continue?
Could be him again. Still got the AWP. paiN trying to come back. They've come so far that it might still be too little. Biguzera with some confidence, but they get battered by grenades. paiN Gaming so low. 2 players below half HP. And Snacks continues to move up through Banana. He now sits at the half wall, but Snacks is going forward. Side of the smoke. Utility up. Sound cue made. There's a hit off Biguzera. But they've got top and out of control. Hypex challenges. Snacks goes in with a second kill. And GamerLegion in a better position, 4v3 in search of series point.
Not a nice timing, not a bad timing for that play from paiN to re-aggress, but man, Hypex blind shot kill. Now Snow wants to be the hero, but it's not the case. Towson's ready. GamerLegion locked in and will miss no details.
And now the 2 remaining players for paiN are on polar opposite sides of the map. At least you have a defending player on each side. But it has to be a hero play from either paiN or Safe. And paiN has won his fight. But now you know that at least there is only a single player on this B site, so the hero play must come from Safe. The question you posed was, who is it going to be for paiN? Safe steps into the open. Towson embraced as they move into the site. GamerLegion in a 2v2. Bomb plant coming through.
That's all Safe needs for right now. Stay alive, you got the kill. Smoke broken, nobody's in the open. Oh, he gave him the fight. Hypex step back for it. Risky. Kits on both defenders.
Safe steps out into the open. Missed shot. Is that going to cost him? He gets away. So still a chance. And paiN moves up. Snacks ready to silence him, and Hypex is there with him. The pulls prevail. And it's 12-8 for GamerLegion. Series points.
The opportunity was available for Safe to rip that out. He had his shots, he had his chances. Hypex gave him a couple of extra looks that he just can't land, and he has been good in the clutches all day long, Hypex. Another late round scenario where he steps up to have impact. 4 chances for GamerLegion to progress into the semifinals of the Intel Extreme Masters in Atlanta.
And this is what paiN have to play with. A Mag 7 in Biguzera's hands over towards B. The rest will have rifles. One of them a FAMAS. And GamerLegion slowing things down to kick off the round. There's not a lot of utility to play late into the game here if you're paiN.
Not a lot of utility, and you got a shotgun on Biguzera, but we've seen it jump here to good effect.
We need a Mag 7 moment for paiN to stay alive. And the damage is through, the kill comes in, but Biguzera traded by Snacks.
Pretty critical trade as well to grab that one and find it yourself in a 4-on-4.
Yeah, it prevents Biguzera from getting his hands on a better weapon as well.
Well, if you come mid, it's exactly what paiN are looking for. They've got a vertical stack and paiN ready to respond.
Snacks and Rez out through top mid. paiN deliver 1. Safe traded by Rez. Effective trading, but paiN puts a stop to PR. Rez out through top middle. Bomb is at bottom mid. It can go elsewhere. If Rez can get into the archway, they can split this B bomb site. They can split the only player here in Snow. You mentioned they brought him in.
Not a good position.
Moments, but he's in the open and he's dead. Snow cast aside. Rez into the site, and it's a 2v2. for the life of paiN here in Atlanta.
Maybe a miscommunication. Snow being very, very exposed. Bomb down, all in the retake. There's no kits.
Rez ready. DSM gone. Period. Next up goes in to the church. And he better pray because that's the only thing that can save them. But GamerLegion win it. The Legion of Gamers will march into the semifinals. They will play against Legacy. And paiN started this tournament. They started with positivity. But unfortunately, it is a very flat end.
Yeah, continuing this great run is GamerLegion. Bouncing back after that map 1.